Animation. Every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at 6 p.m. Welcome my dear brothers and sisters in Christ. Today I'd like to present you with a compilation of videos that show you the whole process you can follow from a young age to marriage. Through this compilation, you will learn how to live in marriage as a good wife or husband. You'll also understand the mistakes to avoid and the qualities to have for a successful marriage. On this LifeCourse channel, all the animations have a logic and a link between them. That's why it's so important to link the animations together for a more complete edification. Without further ado, follow the first part of this compilation, which tells you exactly what you can do if you're still single, and why you need to preserve yourself during the period from choosing a spouse to getting married.
Happy arrival, my daughter.
Thanks, Mum. How was your day at home today?
I had a good day. I rested a lot and took the opportunity to clean the house.
Mommy, why? I told you not to do anything. I want you to rest. That's why I brought you here to spend a few days with me.
Okay, girl, and thanks for everything. But I can't just sit around doing nothing every day. I might get sick. I'm not used to that.
Mom, please rest.
Okay, I get it.
What shall I cook for you tonight?
I've already cooked.
Okay, thanks even for the help, but tomorrow doesn't do it anymore. It's my duty to take care of you.
I heard you.
You've heard or you agree?
Go to dinner. Your food will get cold.
Okay. I'm going to bed, Mom. Don't forget to remove your makeup before going to bed.
Are you already going to bed at 8 p.m.?
Yes, I have a conference tomorrow so I have to wake up fast.
We need to have a talk, girl.
Is it that urgent? Can't it wait until tomorrow?
Please give me 5 minutes.
Okay. Okay, I'm listening, Mom.
My daughter, I've been in this house for almost 2 weeks now, but I've never seen a man come to greet you or call you. Not even a fly around here. Why is that? Or is my future son-in-law an office colleague? Even if he does, let him come home. I want to know him.
Mom, is this why you kept me here?
So it's not an important subject for you?
Mom, if I don't introduce you to someone, it's because he doesn't have one. I haven't yet found the person who's right for me.
How many years are you going to wait? Do you even know how old you are? Let me remind you, you're in your 32nd year. Don't you know you're getting old? When you see yourself as young, do you think you're getting younger on the inside, too? Menopause doesn't have to wait so long nowadays.
What do you want me to do now, Grandma? God's time is the best time. I'm not even going to the media to shout that I'm looking for a man in my life. It's not that I don't have suitors coming on to me. I just haven't found the right one yet, Mommy.
Giselle, you're smarter than you give me credit for. So among all those handsome men in your church, and in this country you haven't found anyone. There are plenty of men after you and I know it. There are even some of your childhood friends, who ask me for your contacts every time, but they complain that you ignore them.
Don't stress me out, Mom. I have enough challenges at work, no need to add to them.
Find yourself a man and have at least one child. That's all I ask.
I understand, Mom. From tomorrow morning, the first man I meet on my way, I'll marry him. You're resting very well, Mom. See you tomorrow. Don't forget to pray.
Pastor, I came to you for help.
Really? How can I be of service?
Pastors, there is a girl from this church that I want as a wife, but she doesn't want to.
And what would you like me to do about it?
I want you to help me convince her, Pastor.
I'm the one who's going to convince the woman you want to marry for you. What kind of story is this?
Pastor, if you tell her that you have a revelation, and that I am her husband, she will accept.
Jesus Christ, don't give me that. Do you think I'm a charlatan or something? You don't lie about things of the Spirit. If you dare to lie about a revelation you don't have, you will be responsible for your own actions.
But what did I say wrong, Pastor? Isn't that what your colleagues do to train couples?
Listen to me very well, young man, I am not the others. And I forbid you to go see a charlatan, a so-called pastor, to prophesy a lie.
But what am I going to do now if you don't help me?
Go and pray and ask the Holy Spirit to put the right person in your path. If it's the woman you're currently coveting who's destined for you, you'll be.
Pray with me, Pastor.
I'm going to do it, that's my job. But the biggest job is on your side.
Hello, miss. How are you?
Thank you, I'm fine. What can I do for you?
No, I don't want anything but to look at you. I had already finished my operations at the first checkout.
I see. Thanks for the consideration.
You are very beautiful.
Thank you, sir, for the compliment.
Call me Sebastian.
Okay, have a nice day.
May I have your contact?
All the agency numbers you can call are available at the entrance. You'll also find a WhatsApp number available 24 hours a day.
I'm talking about your personal number, sweetheart.
Sorry, sir, we're not allowed to give out private numbers to customers.
So there's no way I have your number, is there?
Exactly, you got it. Thank you for your understanding. If you don't mind, I have a customer on the line.
Okay.
My colleague Giselle, the gentleman from earlier, seems to like you.
You mean Mr. Sebastian?
Of course he did. The way he looked at you, it was suspicious.
You're the one looking at these details, what's it got to do with me?
Why you sometimes act like a little girl. The guy wants you, Giselle.
Can you count the number of men who compliment me at the checkout every day? If I have to think that they all want me, then I have a problem.
But he was totally courting you and I was waiting for everything.
Listen to me, Victoire, some men are like chickens. Even if they eat and are full, they'll still wipe their mouths and want more. You see them playing the gentleman like that, but they're married men with stripes.
And then what? Where do you think you'll find a responsible, level-headed man who's totally free? Besides, what makes you think he's married? Those you find still single are all incompetents. In any case, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't be able to resist this handsome guy. Just look at how presentable, intelligent and poised he is.
Can you see me dating a married man? If that's what I wanted, I'd already be a second wife somewhere by now.
But what makes you think he's married?
Please, Victory, don't insist. I know what I want, and it's not the beauty or intelligence of a complete stranger that's going to influence me.
In any case, he asked me for your number and I already gave it to him.
But why did you do that without my permission? Let this be the last time you give my private number to a customer without my permission. We're already halfway through the break. I'll leave you to it.
Oh, Mr. Sebastian, what are you doing out here?
I'm here to see you.
But all you had to do was come and see me inside.
I'd hate to bother you during service hours.
But there's nothing to worry about. So why do you want to see me?
Your colleague hasn't answered my calls for almost a week now.
It's not true.
Trust me, I would have learned that she's on leave.
Yes, it will last at least 1 month.
But I need you to help me find a way to get close to her.
You just have to keep pushing her, she'll eventually pick up.
I don't think so. I call him at least 5 times a day. Even before I came here I'd already called him without any response. Maybe she just doesn't like taking calls from strangers. Is it possible for you to locate her house so that I can try to get to her?
Let me ask you a question first.
Go ahead.
Are you married or engaged?
No, not anymore.
Okay, that makes me feel better. I'll send you his location as soon as I get home.
Alright, then. Thank you very much.
Please, you're a good guy.
What's funny?
The stylish old lady.
So you're laughing at me?
Your look leaves something to be desired, Mom. Putting green everywhere. You want to go plant trees or what?
What's wrong with my combination?
That's not a combination, Mom. Don't go out like that. Let me make you a good suit.
No, I'm not changing. This is what I want to wear today. You can make fun, I don't care. That's how I always dressed when your father was running behind me. In our day, that's how we dressed.
We're not in your time anymore, Mom. Things have moved on. Let me make you more beautiful.
No, leave me like this.
Are you expecting a visit, Mom?
Who knows me here?
Who could it be?
Probably one of your colleagues.
If not, I wasn't expecting anyone. Let me see who's there. What are you doing in my house?
It's me, Sebastian. Have you forgotten me already?
Where did you get my address?
That's not important. The most important thing for me is to have seen you.
Okay, you've seen me before, haven't you? Have a nice day.
Please wait. Why are you ignoring my calls?
First of all, I don't think I gave you my number to call me, and secondly, I don't take calls from my customers on my private line.
Could she be firing the person or what? I have to go out and see who it is.
What are you looking for here, Mom?
Hello, young man. I'm Giselle's mother.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Sebastian.
Come in, don't just stand there. Make yourself at home.
What? Why are you doing this, Mom?
So, my boy, how are you? How's the family?
I am well. Answer is my family, Mom.
Giselle, please bring our guest some fruit juice.
My mother sometimes gets on my nerves. If she was my sister, I'd go over there and slap her around a lot. Here's the juice. Can I go and rest now?
But come and stay with us. We've got company.
Sorry, I hadn't scheduled a visit. Manage yourself, and please don't wake me up. See you soon.
Your daughter doesn't like me, Mom. I don't know why she hates me so much.
Don't think like that, my son. With women, you have to be patient. Most women are the same way. Sometimes it's just a false shell we put on. We must insist again and again. She'll come to like you. You just have to behave like a man.
But I'm a man, Mom. How can I still behave like one?
Youth, you've lost all your weapons and techniques for capturing women. In our time, it was the strongest man who had a lot of arable land that our parents coveted for us. But today, it's a different story. Money talks.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. You don't have to worry. I have the means to take good care of your daughter.
In any case, it is often necessary to try to give him gifts at times. Flowers, take her out to dinner, do whatever she likes.
So what does she like, if you don't mind my asking?
My daughter likes to dress up and travel.
Okay, I've made a note, madam.
What do you do for living?
I'm a lawyer.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to ask to leave, Mom.
Thanks for the visit.
This is for you.
Oh, for me, but that's too much. You don't have to give me money.
I insist, it's a gift. Besides, it's only $1,000. Next time I'll give you a really nice surprise.
Thank you very much, my son. But this man is really a good person, and moreover he is very respectful. He'll make a great son-in-law. Your mobile is ringing, my daughter. You have a call from Monsieur Sebastian.
I'm not taking this call.
But why do you behave like that with this young man so beautiful and nice?
I don't want him, Mom.
What's wrong?
He doesn't suit me, Mom, and besides, I don't feel anything for him.
Oh, my God, but why are you so complicated? There are people who want to have a man like Sebastian. Can you imagine how many women would be vying for him?
Look, Mom, I know what I want and what I'm worth. This Sebastian isn't God's plan for me.
Where do you think you'll find another man like that? Wake up, girl. At least be dating him while you wait for God to give you your perfect man.
No, Mom, I wouldn't like to play with other people's feelings. God's word says that my yes is yes and my no is no. I don't see myself pretending or being a hypocrite.
But at least listen to what he has to say.
Okay. Hello, yes, good evening.
I hope you're well. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I hope you are well too.
Yes, I'm fine. I'd like to invite you for dinner tomorrow night. Please don't say no. It'll just be to talk business. I need your expertise.
I can't promise anything, it will depend on my program.
What's she still doing on the phone? You'll have no excuse not to go to this appointment.
If I go on this date, it'll only be because of you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Please, Mr. Sebastian, so how can I help you?
Your presence here already brings joy to my heart. Let me tell you that you're still very beautiful tonight.
Let's get down to business, Mr. Sebastian. We're here to talk business, aren't we?
Let's take time for dinner. We can talk about something else first.
What else are we going to talk about?
You and me both, baby. I like you a lot, you know.
If that's why you invited me here, I'm going to have to get out of your hair.
But why are you doing this to me? Let me love you.
Why do you love me?
Because you're beautiful, and I like you.
So it's just because of my beauty that you love me. What if the beauty leaves tomorrow? That means you'll leave me and look for another beauty somewhere else, doesn't it?
Why do you think so?
Because that's how people who only care about physical beauty act.
I'm not like that.
Are you Christian?
What does religion have to do with what we say here? Religion only dumbs down today's youth. Let's not mix religion with the real facts of life.
I see.
Why do you think so many homes are broken up? It's because of what the church puts in your head. How can a woman leave her husband alone in bed to go to a prayer vigil or intermittent worship service? There's also a wave of women who say marriage before sex. But it's so crazy that sometimes it makes me laugh.
Thank you, Mr. Sebastian, for this anti-religious speech. Now I understand why. Nothing about you appeals to me. You and I are in two different worlds. We can never be together.
Why?
Because there's no link between light and darkness. I put God above everything and I'm a Christian. Which is not your case.
But that's no problem. That doesn't mean we can't discover each other.
Which way?
How a man and a woman discover each other intimately.
Give your life to Jesus. I'm sorry, you're not in God's plan for me. Enjoy your dinner. I'm off.
Why does this girl always escape?
Welcome home, darling. Come and sit down and tell me all about it.
Thank you for insisting that I go to this dinner.
There, I told you. This boy is very interesting. I knew you'd thank me one day.
You're right.
Go on, tell me all about it.
No need, you can take my mobile and listen to the recording of our discussions. I'm going room to meditate for a while.
Okay. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. You were totally right. This man is a fake. He just wanted to take advantage of you. He thinks you're something he could buy for $1,000.
Don't tell me you took his money.
He insisted that I take it.
We'll return it. We don't need his money. From now on, don't take a present from any man who wants me. Ask me anything you want and I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Hello, Giselle.
Yes, good morning, sir.
I'd like to tell you something, my sister in Christ.
You may speak.
God has revealed to me that you and I are made for each other, and that we should get married.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I heard brother in Christ. I'll also be attentive to God's voice. Let's always listen.
What else do you want to pay attention to? Or is it because a pastor isn't telling you so that you don't believe it?
My brother, even if 10 pastors come and repeat what you've just told me, I still have to ask the Holy Spirit for help. I too must be convinced first. After all, I'm the one who's going to spend a lifetime in marriage, not the pastor. I know my own requirements, not the pastor. Only God knows what I want and what's right for me. If he doesn't convince me, then it's going to last as long as it takes.
I understand why you've been without a husband all this time. You're very complicated.
Thank you. Good evening, sir.
I am Pastor Sango.
You are welcome. Please come in.
Thanks, but it's not important. I just wanted to bring you a message from God.
Really?
God wants you to marry a brother from your church. The Spirit tells me that he has already approached you several times, but you refuse. His name is Gaston, isn't it? That's what the Spirit tells me. You have to accept the advance.
I heard.
It's a command from God. There will be consequences if you don't obey.
Is it a threat? Since when does God force us to make a life choice? If that were the case, I think he'd already be threatening to kill anyone who hasn't yet received Christ. I also take the same God. If he is demanding on this subject, let him reveal it to myself.
So you don't believe what God says?
Is this the same God who showed you the way to my house? Because you and I don't know each other at all.
God shows me everything.
Please, I heard your message. I must go home and meditate now.
Doesn't it matter what I say here? Don't you know that you need a man in your life to be fulfilled? In any case, you need to think hard about what I've just told you.
Listen to Pastor Sango or Zango, I don't know what. My God has already filled me to the brim. I'm not looking for a man to fill a void in my life. If God ever offers me one, I'll give thanks and bear witness, but know that His grace alone is enough for me. Have a nice day.
Look, Gaston, I've done my best, but this girl just won't give in. She's very complicated. She doesn't let herself be influenced.
How can I get it now? Now our plan seems to be failing.
Let's look for another woman.
Miss, I hope you remember me.
Yes, I think we'd met at an evangelism session.
Exactly.
What do you do around here?
I'm just outside my gate, getting some fresh air.
I can understand why you're dressed like that.
Don't look at my tattoos, it's nothing.
Okay. By the way, it's your choice.
What are you doing here?
I'm right next door, not far from you.
I see. God is wonderful.
I can confirm that.
Looks like she's arrived.
Joseph, what are you doing here?
He's saying something here that I don't understand.
Really? Is there a problem, Mr. Joseph?
You and I have to get married, according to the prophecy I received a month ago. That's why I told you the last time we saw each other, that God is wonderful.
This is getting serious. Since when does God give more than one man to the same woman? I've heard you, Mr. Joseph. Let's keep praying until things become clear to us. Patience is a golden path. If it's really God speaking, we'll know, and if it's just a personal will too, it'll show.
You don't like me, do you?
No, I don't like you. I'm sorry, but I have to be honest with you.
Why don't you give me a chance?
So tell me the truth. Is this a revelation from God, or are you just looking for an alibi because you like me?
Well, to be honest, it's me who wants you. But I think God agrees. He's the one who put your love in my heart. You're all I think about day and night.
I knew it wasn't true. Stop breaking God's plans in the lives of young people with false revelation. Next time you go to pick up a woman again, be more responsible. Also fix your Sengoko hairstyle and your tattoos. It bears bad witness against you as Christians.
Okay, I'll make all the arrangements for you tonight.
Do it for God and not me.
I'll be back.
But what's your secret, girl? How are you so quick to spot the lies?
It's God, Mom. We must live in truth and trust only in God. He is the light that illuminates the darkness and doubts of our lives.
Okay, praise the Lord.
Honey, I'll be home a little late tonight. Help me pick up the kids.
Okay.
Thank you, darling. Bye.
Wasn't it Mr. Sebastian who told me he was a bachelor? I hope he didn't see me.
Welcome, madam. How can I help you?
I'd like to change my frame.
Okay.
Please, this time that just left is your husband. He looks like one of my classmates when I was still on campus.
His name is Sebastian. He's the father of my children.
I think it must be a resemblance. My friend's name was Matthew.
Okay, I see.
Hi, Giselle.
What's that look on your face?
I'd like to apologize.
Why?
I almost pushed you into the arms of a married man.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Sebastian. I caught him this morning with his wife. Apparently he's been married ever since, and has 4 children of his own.
I'm not surprised.
You were absolutely right. Please forgive me.
You were innocent. Anyone who judges with human wisdom can easily be fooled by human cunning. But God is never wrong.
I need to know your God too.
He hopes for you with open arms.
Welcome back to the set, my dear. I hope you followed the animation with great interest. Let me now give the floor to Pastor Paul, who can give us a few lessons on today's theme.
Thank you, Bino, for giving me the floor. Today's theme may seem trivial, but it's one that's topical and will be forever. Whether you're a woman or a man, whether you're a consecrated person, an apostle, an evangelist, etc. We all go through a period of celibacy when we reach maturity. Some last longer than others. Others decide to live celibately to serve the Lord. If we take the example of the Apostle Paul, he remained celibate to serve God. The Apostle Paul tells us that he would like everyone to be like him. But each receives a particular gift of grace from God. One is marriage, the other celibacy. So if you aspire to marriage, this means that the period of celibacy will be fleeting for you. My teaching will therefore be based on how to pass this time of celibacy while being a good Christian. Often, at a certain age, society has a tendency to push young people into providing for themselves, or into making very poor life choices because of some kind of pressure. My first message to you who are watching this animation would be de-stressed, and keep the faith and perseverance, because you're not going to stay like this forever. So take your time to get it right. Don't rush. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself, consider the advantages of being single. Focus on your relationship with the Lord. Because this season of celibacy will never return once you're married. It's an opportunity to get closer to Him, to find out who you are when you're not yet dependent on anyone, to discover yourself and the mission and purpose that God has specially prepared for your life. Understand that no human being, woman or man, can fill the void in your heart. Only God can do that. It's a sad reality because the Bible tells us that the one who made you is your husband. His name is the Lord of hosts and your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. He will be called God of all the earth. How many of you who are single pray for the life of your spouse, even though he or she is unknown? I know that even if there are some who do it, it's very few. But you all want to have the best person as your life partner. How can you expect this person to be perfect if you don't pray for them? Take advantage of this waiting period to pray that the Lord may bless and protect your other half from temptation until the day you meet her. The next point I want to touch on is working on oneself. Let God prepare you to be the ideal wife or husband. Ask yourself if you can be the answer to a man's or woman's prayer as we speak. Can the kind of person you're interested in be interested in you? If the answer is yes, all the better, keep learning and improving. If the answer is no, you can work on your looks, your education and your responsibilities. Because once you're married, you'll have a lot more responsibility. You're not just marrying a man or a woman, you're marrying a whole family, a whole culture and differences. These are the few lessons I can give on the subject. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Pastor, for these teachings. Now I'm going to invite Sister Gisli to come and share her experiences with us.
Thank you, Dad, for your invitation. It was a great pleasure for me. Pastor Paul has already touched on many points that I won't go into again. There are people who are not yet married but who have already met a partner and are in a period of observation or study. Whatever you call it. Know that our God is a God of order and peace, not of confusion or doubt. If your relationship makes you ask questions and leads you into frustration, it's simply not from the Lord. If you don't have peace and have to give more energy than you receive, it's simply not from the Lord. When the right person comes along, you'll have peace. Believe me, there are too many counterfeits on the path to celibacy, my brothers and sisters in Christ. That's why you need to pray to the Lord, as Pastor Paul said, to protect you from counterfeit products. The devil also knows that you are a heart to be taken, and so he places bad people disguised as lambs in your path. Take, for example, the singer of the eternal Osinachi. She who sang Ekoime, may her soul rest in peace. This lady was a powerful instrument of the Lord, but her ministry collapsed because she was killed by her own husband. The devil can put a man or a woman in your path to destroy your destiny. Just because a woman sings in the church band on Sunday and sings beautiful notes that seduce you, doesn't mean she'll make a good wife. Even if your boyfriend or pal recites Bible verses to your lips, and you feel that he will be a barrier to your destiny or a stumbling block to living sanctification in your future married life, my sister. I don't want to say the rest. You know what you have to do. Do it fast, before it's too late. As was the case with Osinachi. Beware of multiple revelations such as, God has revealed to me that you will be my husband or my wife, because it could just be a manifestation of the devil. God will never tell 2, 3 or 4 men or women at once that you are their spouse. Ask for discernment in all your choices. The next point I would like to address concerns the selection criteria. Never lower your standards. Even if the person is very beautiful and very intelligent, as long as he doesn't have Christ, there's something to worry about. You can't rush into things. You have to be patient. We're often impatient and want to settle for first come, first served. Establish your physical criteria, because this is the person you're going to wake up with every morning and every day. Establish your intellectual criteria, because the person must at least share the same visions and ambitions as you do. It's true that no one is perfect, but never say that you have to settle for the first person until God comes and gives you the right person. Don't play with other people's feelings. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. It's in the excuses that the devil profits. If you don't want a man, why do you take his money and gifts? If you know you're not going to marry a woman, why do you allow yourself to be intimate with her? I won't monopolize the floor too much, as we won't finish developing this subject. I'll stop here by now.
Thank you so much, Sister Gisley, for sharing this moment with us. It was wonderful. My guests have already said a lot. To conclude, I'd say never compare yourself to others. God doesn't necessarily have the same plan for you and your friends or those around you. Marriage is not about filling the void. It's the association of 2 complete people who will overflow with love and abundance. If you don't find satisfaction in God, you won't find it in human beings. Also, don't think you're superheroes. Don't think you can take an evil, diabolical person and turn them into an angel by marrying them. You're not God. I'm not saying that God can't go through you to deliver and transform a person's life. God decides whether he wants to use you for a purpose or not. Don't beat your chest and go looking for someone with problems, saying you're going to change them. You can't play with fire. Even Jesus, the Son of God, didn't listen to the temptation the devil put in his ear in the desert. He had the power to turn that stone into bread, but he didn't simply obey the devil. Sometimes the devil puts pride in our hearts by making us believe that we are powerful and strong in order to get to us. You're a young Christian and you've already noticed that your future partner regularly hits you or that your future wife tries to poison you. But tell me why you want to marry this person under the pretext that you will deliver her. Have you forgotten that it is God who delivers and that he is the sovereign? I didn't say not to pray for those in need. Pray, but it is God who answers by his grace. Don't take God's place. During the period of celibacy, which is an obligatory stage before marriage, we're looking for our life partner, whether we're a man or a woman. Even the most independent of women and the loneliest of men need a soulmate. The question, then, is how to choose the woman or man of one's destiny in keeping with God's plan. When it comes to choosing a spouse, nothing is ever a foregone conclusion. The one we think is less suitable for us may turn out to be the best person, and sometimes even people who pretend to be lambs are really vipers. So let's be very careful and ask the Holy Spirit for help. He's the only one who reveals a person's true identity and their most hidden sides. You can spend even 20 years studying a person and never get to know him. Man is a very, very complex being who discovers himself every day and always partially reveals himself. Sometimes, the person himself doesn't know enough about himself. How can he reveal himself completely to you? That's why we need the help of the Holy Spirit. First of all, we need to find out what our destiny is, why we came to this earth, and then we can choose the right person to fulfill that destiny. There is no ideal woman or man. The choice would depend on our destiny and that of the other. May God be gracious to us and may His Holy Spirit help us in our choices, however difficult they may seem. May the Lord restore those couples who have united without the help of the Holy Spirit. Despite the fact that we managed to get through our period of celibacy well, To preserve ourselves and to know how to choose our life partner, we manage to find the ideal person, but we sometimes have trouble keeping them. We don't manage to nurture the relationship to marriage. Sometimes we ourselves are the cause of our failure, through our upbringing and our personality. In the continuation of the first part of this compilation, you will learn how to get a man you have chosen to propose to you, or how to get the woman of your choice to accept your proposal. Follow.
Hello, sister in Christ. How do you do? My name's Jeremy and I'd love to be your friend.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Jeremy. My name is Denise.
I've known your name since.
Really?
Yes, I've been seeing you for some time now. I like your personality and the way you serve God.
Thank you, Brother Jeremy. I could also see you from a distance when we came to worship.
Really? Would you like to exchange contacts? We'll be able to chat better afterwards on social networks.
Okay, but I didn't keep my phone to take yours. I'll give you mine instead. 33140405540.
Okay, noted. I'll let you know later.
Okay.
See you soon.
Bye. Brother Jeremy is just the kind of man I'd like to have. He's handsome and very committed to God's work. I do hope he'll court me. I feel he's interested in me. But it had already been a few days since Brother Jeremy had taken my number, but he had never waved to me. Has he forgotten that he should wave to me or what? Or is there something wrong with it? How are you, Diane?
I'm very well, big sister Denise. And you?
I give thanks. I hope you followed today's teachings.
Yes, very good, big sister.
Tell me, Diane, where's your brother? I didn't see him at today's service or last Wednesday's teaching.
He's doing very well. He went on a little trip, that's why he's absent.
Oh, right. I understand better now. Can you give me her number?
Okay, big sister.
Hi Jeremy, hope all is well. It's been a few days since I've heard from you. So I had to get your number from your little sister. If you read my voicemail, let me know. I'd appreciate it.
Sister Denise has just sent me a voice to check up on me. She's a very nice girl. As soon as I get home, I'm going to top up my account to call him.
Hello.
How are you, Sister Denise?
I'm doing fine. Jeremy, how are you?
I'm fine too. I got your message yesterday. It was really nice of you to check up on me.
Please, Brother Jeremy, the pleasure is mine.
We have some time tomorrow. We can meet for dinner.
Of course I'm available.
Okay, it works. We'll say tomorrow at 6 p.m. Does that suit you?
Yes, that's fine with me.
Who is this man with whom you chat so happily?
This is a church brother I met recently.
Really? You say it's in our church?
Yes, Mom. This is little Diane's older brother.
I see. I know Diane and her sisters well. But I didn't know she had an older brother too.
He wasn't here. He'd just returned from Germany a few months ago. Besides, he travels a lot.
You already have enough information on him. Looks like.
What?
You sure like him.
Yes, I like him. I hope he does too.
You have to do your best to be the most exemplary woman he's ever seen. I'm sure if it's God's will, he'll appreciate you too.
I'm in. He even invited me for dinner tomorrow.
That's a great start, girl. Does everything to score points at this dinner. Make a good impression. Don't let this one get away from you like the last ones did.
Okay, Mom.
It's almost time for my appointment with Denise. I'm going to wrap up my day's work quickly and go meet her. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to try to present my intentions of going out with her. I hope she'll accept.
I'm ready, Mom. I'm off to my appointment.
You can't go to this dinner without a scarf on your head. That dress you've got on is very short too. I told you you'd have to earn points at this dinner. You must present yourself as the most perfect Christian woman.
So you want to tell me to go change? You know I only like to wear scarves to church. I don't know why I have to wear one on a date. Besides, this dress is suitable for these types of parties.
I'm telling you to go and change. Listen to what I'm telling you.
Okay, I get it. Is that all right now?
Now you're dressed like a girl looking for a husband. Before you were something else.
I just wanted to be me. Now I'm not comfortable at all.
Who's talking about being comfortable? You're asked to do whatever pleases the man and you talk about being comfortable. Go underneath to feel comfortable.
I just wanted to be me. What I'd worn was more suited to my shape and personality. It was still responsible. It hid my whole body. But now I look like an old Christian mom.
I've already told you to get back into your underwear. You'll get a lot more air this way.
I get it. See you soon.
Thank you for coming, Sister Denise.
Thanks to you too for inviting me.
I like your scarf, but you could have done without it. Today is not Sunday. I was just teasing you.
Okay, but I like scarves. And I think all women should wear it.
Why should they all? Aren't they free to choose? Or does the fact that she doesn't wear a headscarf to walk around make her a pagan woman?
I think it should be compulsory. We shouldn't wear fancy things on our heads.
For the moment, we're not talking about fantasy or braids that do not honor our Christian faith. I'm just saying that the Christian woman is free to weave her hair or wear a headscarf, but all this is to be done according to her morphology and personality. A woman's hair is a natural veil designed by God to differentiate her from man. It's not compulsory to wear an artificial one. The Bible tells us that it's a shame for a man to wear long hair, but it's a glory for a woman to wear it, because hair has been given to her as a veil.
What about weaves, wigs and locks?
These are artificial veils that fall into the same category as scarves, like the one you've worn for example. The key is to know how to make healthy choices that honor God when we decide to put on artificial veils. All Christian women don't have to be identical photocopies. We don't worship a God who enslaves us. Each person is unique. Let's close this parenthesis. We continue our discussion after lunch. Good digestion.
Thank you, same to you.
Thanks. So, Sister Denise, tell me about yourself. I hope we can be on first name terms.
Yes, no problem. Are we going to leave here today if I really have to tell you about myself? My name is Denise, as you already know. I'm my parents' only surviving daughter. My mother had 3 other children who didn't survive. She also had several miscarriages. All this is due to wizards in my family. I can tell you that more than half of my family are witches. Both on my mother's and father's side. They're the ones who killed my father in a car accident on his way back from a mission.
But it's really sad.
I'm talking to you here and I'm fighting day and night.
Really?
They want to give me witchcraft. But by God's grace it won't happen.
Okay, I heard you. By the way, I wish you'd told me more about yourself. What you do for a living. Your dreams and plans.
I see. If not currently, my biggest project is to find a man to marry me. I have to prove to my family that they are defeated. Apart from that, I'm a hairdresser. My dream is to create a large, very modern ladies' hairdressing salon.
You've got to be kidding me. So, you were a hairdresser before you made those speeches earlier? Doesn't sound like it. Apparently your dream salon will be for pagan women.
Why do you say that?
Since you strongly encourage Christian women to wear headscarves.
It was just a debate.
Anyway, I get it.
Tell me about you too, Jeremy.
My name is Jeremy. I work in logistics and I'm single. That's all I can say for now. If you don't have anything else to order, I'm going to ask you to come in.
Oh, is that all? You didn't tell me about your family.
For now, that's all you can know, Sister Denise. I'm not going to hand over my family's life on the platter when I first meet them. Maybe you'll have time to find out more about me later. Enjoy your evening.
How was your dinner yesterday, my daughter?
I'd say it was fine, just that he didn't even court me. And even since yesterday he doesn't write to me like he used to. I had to write back to him every time before he answered. It seems he wasn't interested in me.
He's not interested in you and yet he invited you. Put it out of your mind. You're the woman, you have to show that you're interested in him too so that he can come to you. I'm sure he's got plenty of women around who want to be with him. It's up to you to make your mark and prove to him that you're the best of all his girls.
Okay, I get it.
Man, how'd your date go yesterday? You told me you were going to see a girl.
I'm telling you, bro. She's the worst fake girl I've ever met in my entire life.
Why would you say that? You told me she was a Christian girl, right?
A Christian girl, but a hypocrite. And I wonder if she even has a personality.
What did she do to you?
Can you imagine that this girl is a hairdresser by trade, but that she was stubborn and stuck on the fact that a Christian woman should only wear a headscarf?
If so, why did she choose such a profession?
I asked myself the same question. I think there's something wrong with this story.
She probably wanted to impress you.
Why? And my God, that she seeks to impress me. There's also something I haven't told you. She comes from a very dangerous family with stories of witchcraft not possible.
But how can you control your family's life in one evening?
She told me about it yesterday.
Oh. The first day?
You can see that this is a girl you don't want to go out with, can't you?
In any case, I agree with you. Who's going to want to go into a problem family?
Hello, do you have any burgers? I want one.
Man, look at the girl behind you.
I can tell. It looks like she's staring at you, too.
Wait for me, I'm coming.
Be vigilant.
Hey, lady. I hope you're well. I'm Dimitri.
Nice to meet you, Dimitri. I'm Nicole. I knew you would follow me.
Really? What makes you think so?
The way you looked at me in the restaurant told me everything.
I see.
Let's not beat around the bush. You like me, don't you? I like you too. You're a handsome man.
Easy, girl. Have a little patience. It's true that I got close to you so I could make contact, but that doesn't necessarily mean I like you right away. You're a beautiful woman, but I've only just met you.
I see. Okay, let's exchange contacts.
Okay.
How did it go?
She's a very easy girl. As soon as I approached her, she started hitting on me straight away.
Oh?
I don't like girls who open up like that.
You're right, it's too accessible. She's too approachable. She's got to let herself be flirted with first before she'll open up.
I felt really embarrassed. I felt weird about his behavior. I prefer to hit on women. The opposite makes me a little uncomfortable.
It can happen, but not this way. I prefer hunting myself. I don't like very easy girls.
Good Lord. What image is this girl sending me like this? A picture of her nakedness? Good God. Where the world goes.
Happy arrival.
Thanks, big guy.
But it's only 3 p.m. Why did you leave the office so quickly?
There's something that's been bothering me all morning, Jeremy. I wasn't even concentrating at work. So I thought I'd swing by your place and head home.
Is there a problem I don't know about?
It's not a concern really. I'm just shocked. Can't you imagine that the girl I met in the restaurant the day before yesterday sent me her naked photos this morning?
Ahan.
I'm telling you, bro. She put herself in every possible position. I was as surprised as you are.
But why would she do that?
I had no idea. Then, as she saw that I was shocked, she came back to tell me she'd made mistakes. In any case, I've even ignored all the messages she has been trying to send me since the morning.
Why some girls like to put themselves down like that.
Yet she had told me she was a Christian. I'd even started to like her. But then she disgusted me.
Did you ask for such a photo?
What am I going to do with it? One thing's for sure, I'm not going to see her again. It's over and I'm going to block it.
You're right, she isn't. She's not a woman to get involved with. That was obvious from the first day we saw her.
So how are things going with Denise?
What Denise? That's an old story. I've already stopped the process.
But it's clear she wants you.
I tell you, she writes me day and night, asking how I'm doing and everything. She gets on my nerves with her messages. She runs after me and it doesn't even motivate me to try anything with her anymore. I don't want her anymore.
Here I am, Mother. You called me.
Yes, my daughter, I'd like us to have a woman-to-woman talk.
Okay.
You just turned 24 last week. You also just got a steady job. I'm sure the next step for you will be to get married. If you're ready, of course. But there's something in my heart I'd like to tell you. I know there are men lurking around you. I'd like to tell you never to try to please any of them. My years of experience as a married woman have shown me that many Christian women try to please men. They hide the true personality by pretending to be saints. But later in marriage, as monotony sets in, the veils fall away. And the true face of each is revealed. I'm telling you all this so that you don't fall into the trap, my daughter, but rather seek to please your God. This will help you to perfect your personality. Assume this personality that God will help you to develop, and be fulfilled. Don't hide under a veil because you want to please a man who wants you. Be true to yourself and be a woman who fills the void left by your husband. Don't be a woman who accepts everything that's imposed on her. Don't be a slave wife.
But Mom, the Bible tells me to be submissive and humble to my husband.
The Bible never said be slaves. The Bible was clear, my daughter. Man and woman will become one flesh. I don't think a slave and her master will ever really be one. It's the complementary nature of two people that will eventually make them one. If man and woman are called to form one flesh in Christ, then a slave woman will also make her man a slave. A submissive woman is not an ex-slave, but rather a woman filled with love and grace. When you're a woman who becomes a slave or a mop to please a man, you'll be treated like a mop. I've been married to your father for 25 years, but every time I feel like we just got married a few months ago. If we've come this far, it's because I've earned my place. Not by pretending to be a slave or by trying to be a saintly woman, but rather by showing him that I was a woman of character. A woman he can never live without. I know his value and he knows mine. I respect him and I know my limits and my duties towards him, but I also know my rights. I know when to give your father space and I also know when to come back. I've never been too much or too little. I strike a balance.
Okay, Mom. If I sum up everything you've just told me, first I have to work on my personality with the help of the Holy Spirit, and then fully assert myself without hiding to please a man.
Exactly, my daughter.
Then I have to give my husband his place without turning myself into a slave or a mob.
10 of 10.
Thank you so much, Mom, for your advice. I will add them to my own principles that I already had. Please, I'm going to Wanjo States, is that possible?
Yes, it's 20 euros.
Alright, let's go.
What's your name, young lady?
My name is Jolie.
Nice to meet you, Jolie. You are the perfect image of your name. You're beautiful.
Thank you for the compliment, sir.
Please, my pretty, my name is Luke.
Okay.
Can I have your contact? I'd like to see you again. I like you a lot.
I don't have a number, please.
Oh, what story is that? And what's the cell phone in your hand for?
It's for my service. And it's SIM-free.
How can a big, beautiful girl like you be so short on cell phone and SIM?
I didn't say I lacked it, did I? I did say that I don't have any. It's a personal choice.
I'll buy you a cell phone and SIM tonight if you like. You just have to want to have a good time with me.
Thank you for your offer. It's kind of you, but it's declined. Thank you.
Young lady, you are going to have to come down here. I'd hate to go on.
Oh. But why?
I said I'm not going anymore. Do I have to answer to you?
I'm the one with the car and I say I am not going. Do you want to force me?
I'm the one at fault. I'm the one who got in your car. Take me down easy.
Wait. How much will you give me?
Is there a problem? How much did you want to take?
You owed me 20 euros. How come you are transferring me 10 euros?
Ask yourself the question and answer. I don't have time to waste.
You've got to give me back my 20 euros or you're not going anywhere.
Then you drop me off where I'm going. That's the only way I'll transfer all the money to you.
We'll see. You give me my money back, if not it's going to get hot on your naughty girl.
Have I become naughty for you now? You can jump and even wedge yourself in the air. I won't even top you up a cent. You should ride 30 kilometers with me and you rode 15.1 kilometers. That's half your fare. You can take me wherever you want, I'm not afraid. I know I'll be right about you.
Give me back my money, I tell you.
Hey, stop, sir. What's going on here? There's what, sir? Stop yelling at the girl like that.
Give me all my money back. She took the cab, and she doesn't want to pay me in full. She gave me 10 euros instead of 20 euros.
Why does 20 euros suddenly become 10 euros?
This girl is a Krusk.
What is Kroos?
They say crook. What is Krosk? Do you have to speak English?
You can see that she's still talking, can't you?
What's the matter, young lady?
This gentleman had taken me from downtown to Wando States. He demanded 20 euros, which was overestimated since the usual cost was between 15 euros and 17 euros. But I hadn't negotiated his price. I accepted the 20 euros. Now halfway there he tells me he doesn't want to go anymore, and that he should drop me off here. I didn't refuse. I got off and paid half his fare, since I still had 15 kilometers to go to my destination. He starts shouting at me.
What's this all about? Why are you dropping the girl off halfway through?
She doesn't respect grown-ups, and I hate rudeness.
If your advance, which I refused, and my number, which I didn't give you, are the reasons I'm rude, I'd rather stay that way. It's because of men like you that other men lose their values.
You're not even ashamed. If we look hard enough now, you're married with children.
And then afterwards, it's because I'm a real man. I can take care of more than one woman. I'm not a subhuman like you.
I don't feel like answering you. You don't even deserve it for fear of offending the God who created you. Take your broken car and leave. Follow me, sister. I'll get my car and drop you off.
Thank you so much for your kindness. But don't be shy. I'll take a cab. Thank you for sticking up for me.
No. I insist. We don't know what this man is capable of.
Okay, you win.
He even has a nice car. When it's a new car now, she's jumped in. The ladies.
So you live in Wando States?
No, sir, I don't. I live downtown. My mother lives in Wando States.
Ah, I see. That's where I live.
Really?
Yes, I've lived in this neighborhood for almost 5 years now.
Really? But it's that far out of town. I suppose where you picked me up was close to your work.
You're right. But it's only 15 kilometers.
It's because you have a way of getting around. For me, it was a bit complicated to leave here for my job.
That's why you prefer to stay in town. I can see why.
Exactly.
We'd been so preoccupied with this driver that we hadn't even had a chance to introduce ourselves.
You were so right. My name is Jolie.
Nice to meet you, Jolie. My name is Jeremy.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Jeremy, and thank you for defending me.
Please, it was a pleasure, my dear Jolie. Can we be on first name terms? If that's possible, of course.
Yes, no problem.
Cool.
Thank you so much for dropping off my hero Jeremy.
You defended yourself very well even before I came. You're a very brave woman.
I take it for a compliment.
Can we exchange contacts? If you don't mind, of course. At least I made the effort not to drop you off halfway through. I think I deserve that.
There is nothing to worry about. I'll give you my contact.
I can feel that this girl is interested in me. Apparently all the girls want me and can't hide it. I'm certainly lucky, but I have to choose one that suits me. And the one God wants from me. Who is this girl? It's been 2 weeks since we exchanged contact. She'd only written to me once to say thank you, but since then she hadn't done so. It's true that I've also been very busy these past 2 weeks. I hadn't been able to check up on her either. But that's just weird. She's different from the other girls. Or maybe I was getting ideas for nothing. Maybe she doesn't want me. Or maybe she already has a fiancé. I'll even write to him and call him to see how he's doing. Hello, good evening, Jolie. How are you?
Yes, Jeremy. I'm very well. Thank you. And how are you yourself? I hope you're taking very good care of yourself.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you for your concern.
You're welcome, Jeremy. Thanks for calling me too. I hope you're having a good day at work. If not, I'm on break like this.
Yes, I'm having a great time. I hope you're enjoying your break too. I won't be going on break today.
But why don't you go to the break? Does that mean you're not having lunch today?
I have a lot of work to do. I'm just going to dinner.
It's no good staying hungry when you're working. You need energy, so you need to eat.
Alright, I'll make an effort to find something to eat.
Okay, fine. Anyway, you're a big boy. You know what you need better than I do. So I'll let you concentrate on your work.
Okay, bye. This girl is really different. She confuses me. She hadn't called or written, but look how friendly and positive she was on the phone. I don't know what to think of her anymore. I can't say she's on my side. I can't say she doesn't like me, either. I have to get to know this girl. I'm going to invite her for dinner later this week. What's certain is that she won't be able to refuse. Man, I met a new girl a few weeks ago. But I can't really figure her out.
Really? But you can't figure her out how?
She doesn't run after me like the other girls did, and she doesn't even write to me every day. If I don't write her, she doesn't either, and she's not even angry. And she doesn't sulk at me like other girls would.
Maybe you're not his priority.
You think she's already involved with someone else? Well, she told me she's single.
No, I can't confirm what you're asking me. But one thing's for sure, you're not her priority. If she's really single like you say, then she's got other things on her mind that she's putting first. Or maybe she just doesn't want you.
I can't say she doesn't want me. When I call her, she shows so much love and attention. She's positive and very smiley, but as soon as I hang up, it's all over.
But it's weird. Does she take long enough to answer your messages?
No sooner sent, no sooner answered. Even if she was busy, she wrote back to tell me she was busy. The only strange thing is that she hardly ever writes to me first.
Call her and I'll take a look.
Okay, I even wanted to call her and invite her to dinner tomorrow. I'm going to enjoy. Hello, Jolie. How are you? Okay. I'm fine too. Yes, I've been to work. I've even just finished, and you've been. We can be available tomorrow evening for dinner. I'd like to invite you. Oh, why do you refuse my invitation? Okay, I'll take care of myself. See you soon.
She's really weird but very polite and approachable. Have you courted her yet?
Not directly, but I think she should understand my intentions by now.
No, this girl is not like the others. If you like her, you have to try to win her over. Don't wait for her to run after you. This girl's got a good head on her shoulders.
What am I going to do now? I'll tell him how I feel.
Lord, it's been a few months since I met a man. At first I didn't think much of him, but he's going out of his way to prove his commitment and love. I've come to ask your advice again, Lord. This man is undoubtedly one of the best, but is this what you have in store for me? Lord, may your Holy Spirit reveal to me your desires and plans for my married life. I know that you are the ultimate sage. Give me the wisdom I need to discern your will. Amen. Jeremy.
Denise.
But what are you doing here?
I was going to ask you the same question. But when I came, I noticed you were praying. That's why I left you. I came to pray too.
Why did you come here to pray?
I discovered this place a while ago. Since then I've been coming here regularly to talk to my God.
But it's really strange that I too have the same experience. I always come here to collect myself. I was convinced that I was the only person who knew about this place, but apparently there are two of us.
I believe this is God's work.
What makes you say that?
We've known each other for a few months now. We call each other and chat on social networks, but you rarely accept my request to meet. Every time I ask you out, you always come up with some excuse. I think it was God himself who arranged for us to meet, in order to bring us closer to each other.
I understand your reasoning. Maybe you're right.
Do you have any other explanation for what just happened?
It's a place where anyone can discover and choose to come and pray.
Well, you're not wrong either. Since fate has thrown us together here, let's have a little chat.
Okay.
It's been a while since I told you of my intentions to go out with you. You gave me a partially positive answer. So I'd like to know your definitive position on my intention. Do you want me?
Yes, I want you, Jeremy. I think I've made that clear to you many times before. But we have to do things by the book. Let's take our time. There is no point in running.
I don't refuse, but that doesn't mean we can't get together and talk. You refuse to meet me regularly. You refuse to come to my place. You pretend I'm not your man.
Exactly. You're not my man. Or at least you're not yet. You want me to come to your house and behave like your wife when you haven't made the first move yet. You want me to come over and do your laundry and cooking and other weekend chores, but we're not husband and wife yet. I'm sorry.
So you're not interested in me, is that it?
We still have a long way to go together, you and I. There are things I can't allow you right now. If you want a woman, you know what to do to get her. Until this is done, we'll remain in the primary stage of our relationship. Well, I'll have to go. I have to prepare my work for tomorrow. I also have to go and see Mom.
Let me give you a lift.
No, you came to pray. Do it, it's important. I'll manage to leave. Kisses. We'll write to you later.
Okay. I risk losing this girl if I don't make the first move soon, at least the winter over.
Happy arrival, Mom.
Thank you, my girl. I hope you are well.
Of course, Mom.
Are you meeting someone?
No, I don't have any appointments. But why do you ask?
There's a man outside named Jeremy who apparently wants to see you.
My house is not at the gate. If he really wants to see me, he'll know what to do.
I agree with you. Maybe he's afraid of how your parents will react.
He's a man. Let him work it out. He's already written me up to go out, but I'm not going to do it.
Why wouldn't you like to do it? Don't you like it?
I like him a lot, Mom. He's a good man whom God has even revealed to me, but he doesn't take me as seriously as he should. I'm a princess, Mom. How a man who is supposed to become my husband will wait for me under the fence of my house in the dark? I'm not going out today or tomorrow. He has to recognize my value. I'm not a street girl. If he wants me as a wife, I have to fight to earn my place.
I agree with you, girl. But we must be diligent for today. Don't forget that you just said yourself that God has convinced you that he's your future husband.
God convinced me, but he didn't tell me not to think, or to put myself down. God's promises have no expiration date. Even 15 years from now, if he's going to be my man, he will be. I'm not going to jump the gun just because God told me he's my future husband. It's as if God revealed to me a man who was to be my future husband, and the next day I threw myself into his arms to fornicate with him, and make children without the sacred marriage. Will God be able to bless our union despite the fact that he is the man of my destiny? I don't think so. On the contrary, it will be a sin before God. As long as he doesn't do things by the book, he won't be entitled to privileges.
I'm sure it's him at the door. Let me see.
Okay.
Good evening, madam. Sorry to disturb you. I'm in the wrong room.
Are you looking for someone?
I'm looking.
Jolie, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
You've come to the right place. Calm yourselves, and follow me. No stress.
All right. Are you his mother?
Yes, it's me.
Happy arrival, Jeremy.
Thank you for your time. But why were you ignoring my messages? You read that I'm in front of your house, but you don't answer me.
If you could make it to my gate, what's stopping you from ringing the bell? You asked me if I had any plans to go out today. I told you I didn't. Why are you still standing in the dark asking me to come and see you? What kind of image do you give my parents? Do you think this will make you a responsible man? I'm not a street girl. I have a home.
Sorry about that. I didn't think of it that way. I'm used to seeing girls out in the black.
It won't work that way with me. If you hadn't taken the initiative of ringing the bell yourself, you were going to stay up until morning. I wasn't going out.
Mom, I came back to see you in your daughter's absence to talk to you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to apologize for my behavior last time.
Don't worry, my boy.
Thanks, Mom. I've come to tell you officially myself that I've been dating your daughter for a while. I have the desire to take the next step with her if you'll let me.
I'm honored by the gesture you've just made. It's really responsible. My daughter had already told me about you several times, but now I can say that I know you.
Thanks, Mom. She listed everything we'd need to make the dowry. I'm already ready to do it. But I'd like it to be a surprise for your daughter. I'd also like to take this opportunity to propose to her.
Really? I'll try to keep it a secret so your surprise can work. Do you really love my daughter?
I love your daughter very much. I can't quantify the love I have for her. She is the ideal woman for my Christian and professional life. Your daughter is a rare pearl and a blessing.
I'm really touched by what you're saying. May God bless you and give you all the wisdom you need to see your marriage through to the end.
Amen.
Daughter, can I ask you a question?
With pleasure, Mom.
Do you really love Jeremy? Because there's no point in wasting time.
Mom, my choice is very clear. I love Jeremy with all my heart and God has convinced me.
Okay, but why did you put enough of a barrier between you?
I want to get him to feel my lack, so he can take the next step. If I let him take me for granted, he'll stop trying. That's why I don't give myself over to him completely.
I like your approach. I hope it works.
If he really loves me, he'll fight for me. He's a man, so he probably has a man's instinct. The rarer I become, the more he feels my lack, and the harder he'll fight to win me over.
I like your faith. Will you marry him if he asks you?
I'm ready even if it's now.
May God grant you this grace.
Amen.
Thank you for coming, Uncle.
I beg you.
As I told you, Uncle, I'd like you to be the best man for my dowry and surprise proposal.
Okay, it's my duty as an uncle.
I would also like you to take the opportunity to bless us, as you are a man of God.
Even if you don't ask me, I'm obliged to do it. I celebrate the union of people it's not for my own blood I'll neglect.
Daughter, I told you I'd be entertaining a few strangers today, didn't I? I hope you haven't forgotten.
No, I remember well. What do we have to prepare to receive them?
Don't worry about it, just make yourself beautiful.
Okay, I'll go redo my hair.
I'll go and do the same. They'll be here around 3.
Okay. I'm already ready. Daddy. Happy arrival.
Thank you, girl. You look beautiful in your dress.
Thanks, Dad. But why didn't you tell me you were coming home when we wrote to each other even this morning?
I'd like to make it a surprise.
Anyway, I'm glad to see you again. Who could it be? Uncle. Uncle. You didn't even tell us before you arrived.
Everyone knows I'm coming except you.
Decidedly.
Open the door and let me rinse my mouth with liquor before the guests arrive.
Do you also know the guests who are coming?
Open the door, my hip hurts.
I'm in. But you're usually my accomplice. Why don't you tell me what's going on?
Today your plan won't work with me.
I have a fine wine just for you. I'll also give you a gift with money to return to the village.
Did you say wine? In any case, we'll be drinking all the wines in this house today, including yours, so your plan won't work.
Don't you want my present and the money too?
I'm not falling for your game today. I love you very much, my daughter, but today you won't be able to get the information you want from me.
My uncle even saw the wine and refused? This is serious.
My daughter, I'd like to order you somewhere. I'd like you to pick up some drinks I ordered for the guests.
Okay. Where is it?
Someone will come up to you in front of the new downtown hotel. He's going to hand you 2 boxes of wine. I've given him your number. I'm going to give you his too, so you can find each other if you need to.
Okay. Since he told me he was coming, I haven't seen him yet. I hope the guests don't arrive before I get back. What are these cars?
My Jolie.
Jeremy. What are you doing here?
Will you marry me?
Lord Jesus Christ. Yes. I want it. What a surprise. The whole family is here?
Congratulations, my daughter.
Jolie, you know I love you very much. Today I wanted to prove the love I have for you in front of everyone. I want you for life.
I don't even know what to say to you, Jeremy. You really surprised me. I don't know how you got on with my parents, but you really pulled it off. You just treated me like a princess, and I'm really honored. I love you and I always will.
Thank you, Lord, for this grace you are bestowing on your 2 faithful today. Wherever there is true love, you are present. So, Lord, may your favor be upon this couple who are forming here today. Bless you, Jeremy and Jolie. May the Lord be with you throughout the journey you have just begun today. Now we are off to Jolie's house to finalize the dowry ceremony.
Today is my daughter's dowry and engagement party. I'll drink all the drinks in the house. If that's not enough, my son-in-law Jeremy will buy me some more.
My brother, it's good like that comes to rest.
As you don't drink, I alone will drink it all.
But your uncle drinks wine.
And he never gets drunk. If all the bottles don't finish today, he won't rest.
I love you, Jolie, and I want you as my wife for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Jeremy, for making my greatest dream come true today. May God Himself strengthen us so that we may be united forever. I love you.
Congratulations, man. You came out of bachelorhood today.
God will soon do the same for you.
Amen.
But you're going to have to start investing more in your relationships. May the Holy Spirit help you to overcome your fears and past disillusionments.
I don't mind, man. But I have to meet this woman first.
You'll meet her? Trust me on this. Our God is not a liar. If He makes you this promise, He's sure to fulfill it. Trust Him. The ball is more in your court. Instead of sitting around with your hands folded, waiting for that ideal woman, work on your personality, and on your fears and wounds from the past. Maybe you're not meeting that ideal woman just because you're not ready yourself. You have to be ready enough so that even if this girl comes today, you can win her over.
Thank you, Jeremy. My coach from only 2 hours of wedding experience.
Experience is not always in the multitude of events experienced, but sometimes in the depth of a single one. This woman I married gave me the experience of 1,000 other women. That is, even if I dated 1,000 different women, I'm not sure I'd be that impacted.
Wow.
It's going to be okay.
And so ends this animation. We even have to stop somewhere, don't we? Rest assured. Jeremy and Jolie were an ordinary couple who weren't perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. Especially since it's made up of two imperfect people. But this couple was truly fulfilled, through thick and thin, right up to the end of their days. The aim of this animation was to show some of the mistakes that Christian women sometimes make on the road to marriage, and also the reasons why Christian men are sometimes reluctant to make a commitment. So, I'm going to summarize this animation on a few points that may slow down, or even discourage a man from proposing to you, my sisters in Christ. So grab a pen and paper. Firstly, too much availability at the start of a relationship is a risk. When you make yourself too available at the start of a relationship, you quickly become obsolete. This was the case with the girl Dimitri had met in the restaurant. It's true that women are very giving and emotional by nature. They give of themselves, and when they do, it's in full and without limit. Men, on the other hand, are different. They don't function like women. Men need space and like to deploy their hunting instinct. He wants to be the leader, the one in control. That's why, when you, a woman, make yourself too available at the beginning of a relationship, you become too predictable and too manageable, and that spoils the taste of the relationship. Even if he's a man of your destiny, if you're too available 24 hours a day, at dinner, whenever he wants to brush his teeth, even in the little corner, wherever he is, you'll tire him out. Let your fiancé want you. Let him pursue you. Too much availability strains not only the man, but also you, the woman. I have to do this to him. I have to do that to him. You're not his mom or dad. The Bible even tells us in the book of Proverbs chapter 25 verse 17, "Rarely set foot in your neighbor's house, lest he be filled with you and hate you." It's not necessarily a question of love, but human beings in general are like that. The more present you are, the more people will be stifled. That goes for everyone. When you easily give everything that's asked of you, and even what's not asked of you, you'll be despised. People will never know the value of what you give them. You have to learn how to give the gift of your presence, my sister in Christ. You have to know how to give yourself taste by taste. You have to know how to create a mystery around your presence. Avoid giving too much too soon. Take the time to make an impact before giving away your body, and everything else. Take the time to show your personality. Take the sex out of the game first. Besides, I know we're Christians, and that should be an obligation. You have to know how to invest yourself with degrees of wisdom. You mustn't get too involved right from the start, but know how to enjoy things on the quiet, without getting too emotional. Some women want to give it all away. Even all their stories in the first moments of a meeting, without even knowing if these guys are right for them. Your story needs to unfold gradually. There are things when you say, right from the start of a meeting, you're unknowingly hunting the other person. Your family secrets shouldn't be a topic of discussion in the first moments of a meeting. Especially the bad things about your family. Learn to keep your mouth shut. Don't be like Sister Denise. I know there will be people who will say to me, it's better to be true than to reveal nothing. Sisters, keeping silent is not synonymous with lying. Rather, it's an act of wisdom and patience. You don't know who this man is yet. Even if he puts the Bible on his forehead. No man is going to accept coming into a family with problems, or dating a girl with a dark history, if he finds out from the very first days. Even if that man has the revelation that it's you, he'll be discouraged, and afraid to move forward. Remember that Jesus Christ, despite being convinced that he had come to be crucified, had felt a mortal sadness in his heart, and had prayed to his Father in judgment to take that cup of pain away from him if at all possible. No human being could bear to go towards death, or danger, with advance warning. Even if they sense that this is God's way, they will be tempted to refuse or to doubt, knowing that we are only human. That's why we need a minimum of love and work before revealing anything. If we don't, we run the risk of scaring everyone away, and remaining celibate. We have to let God build and restore, while controlling our mouths. Don't be in a hurry. Speed kills love. Let people qualify first, and deserve you first before giving yourself over to them. It's very important to surrender gradually, taking into account the spiritual maturity of the man in front of us. To conclude, it's important to avoid being in a reactionary situation, and making excuses for men. In other words, focus on the man, not on yourself. You're not trying to please or match the other man. You're killing his need for you. Make as much effort as possible. This is a mistake with immediate consequences. To succeed, you need to avoid making the first move. But be real and hyper-receptive when it's the man who makes the first move. For example, if he writes to you, respond with a smile and respect. This creates a paradox in the man. He's confused. He sees a woman in love who doesn't write but who replies when you do, and who is very polite, fun and positive. Don't try to please. Be yourself. That's why the pretty sister's mother advised her daughter to work on her own personality with the help of the Holy Spirit before getting into a relationship. And that goes for women and men too. If you don't work on your personality from the start and start modulating yourself according to the people you meet, or if you try to please them, you'll end up not having a personality of your own. And later, when you're married, the consequences are going to appear. This is where identity problems come from. Either you suffer or you make others suffer. It even affects the upbringing of your future children. Let us be vigilant, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Now you know how to choose your partner and what mistakes to avoid. The rest of this compilation will deal with a somewhat taboo subject. It's about intimacy before marriage. My brothers and sisters in Christ, even after you've made up your mind about someone, you don't give yourself over intimately before marriage. You have to preserve yourself. No wedding, no intimacy. Why preserve intimacy until marriage? What is God's will in this matter? To avoid any problems with the platform we're on, We're going to use the expression suck candy or eat candy instead, throughout this animation. So, if I have to take up the subject again, I'd say, why not eat or suck candy before marriage? Thank you for understanding. Follow.
Happy arrival, dear friend. Thank you for responding to my invitation.
Please, Colin. That's what friends are for. Don't thank me. So tell me, what's bothering you so much that you want to tell me about it?
I have a serious problem with my wife.
Oh, already? You haven't even been married 3 months.
I don't know if I'm the one exaggerating, but since I'd been married I'd never been satisfied with my wife in bed. She really couldn't live up to my expectations.
What are your expectations that your wife can't meet?
Boy, my wife is too soft for me. She doesn't anticipate the act. It's true that she's all pretty and accessible, but she's not experienced, so I'm not satisfied, and that bothers me.
But Colin, I don't see any problem in what you've just listed. She's your wife and you're one body. You can educate your wife and help her improve. It's just a matter of time. She'll get used to it.
I've already tried several times. She tries her best, but I'm still not satisfied. It's not like when I did it with Rose. That girl was perfect. When I dated her, I was fulfilled. If I were married to her, I'd be satisfied in bed.
So all that time we spent in abstinence, you were eating candy with Rose? I thought you were just friends.
Forget about it. It's already in the past.
A past that of course catches up with you.
What's in it for me?
Can't you see you're comparing your wife to that Rose you used to fornicate with? God only knows how many girls you've eaten candy with on the sly. Let me tell you something. You and your wife don't have the same experiences, so don't expect her to turn into a Rose overnight. Normally, if you were on the same level, the problem wouldn't arise. But since that's not the case, you have to suffer the consequences. You have to be patient.
I can't, Dimitri. How long am I going to wait? What guarantee do I have that she'll get better?
By the way, why weren't you married to Rose instead of Chandler?
Rose had been married long before me. Besides, our relationship was all about eating candy. There was no commitment.
What do you think you're going to do now? Since you won't be able to bear your dissatisfaction for long.
I have no idea.
My princess, it's time for work, I've got to go.
Goodbye.
What's the matter, darling? Why do you look so sad?
There's nothing. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
You of all people should know what makes me tick. You're a big boy. Don't pretend to ask me a question you already know the answer to.
Wait, is the third round of candy you asked for this morning the reason you're in such a state?
Don't you think I have the right to ask for more and more until I'm satisfied?
So I don't have to work anymore. I stay home and suck candy from morning till night. Is that what you want?
I'm not saying stay at home, but I need you to give me what I want.
Anyway, I heard. We'll talk about it in the evening. I'm already late.
Bye. What a man I married like that. He's not even capable of satisfying me. In the no sex before marriage affair, we'd taken over a year to look each other in the eye without even touching ears. I had endured. Now that we're married, satisfying me is still a problem? Honestly, I'm tired.
Rose, what are you doing in my office so early in the morning? Haven't you been in your store?
No, I'm not going today. I'm not really in the mood.
What's wrong with my girl? Sit down and tell me all about it.
My darling, you were perfectly right when you told me I wasn't right for that man.
Ahan, what's the meaning of this? Don't talk like that.
I'm serious, Denise. I should have stayed single a little longer to enjoy my time with Colin.
You're already married. Let me remind you, you have to forget about your ex-boyfriend. There's no point in thinking about him while you're married.
But I can't get my girl. You can't understand how much I want to see him again.
Why do you want to see him again? Wasn't it you who cried out here that you loved Eric, not Colin?
I love Eric, but he can't satisfy me in bed. I'm not feeling it.
How can it not satisfy you? You don't eat candy.
We eat, but he's not generous like my ex Colin. Even this morning I ask for a third time, but he refuses.
But you can't be serious, Rose. How can you ask for a third round when he has to go to work? Do you want to tire him out?
What's going to tire him? Are those 2 minutes he's doing there what's going to tire him? And what about those that go on for more than 10 minutes? What will they say?
Well, I don't agree with you. This man is surely making an effort for you. You mustn't stress him out because of your greed.
So you're calling me greedy?
Of course you do. You like eating candy too much. Even when we were younger you were like that. You refused to keep yourself a virgin for your man and you burned with desire. I've always told you that if you don't learn to abstain, it'll follow you all the way to your wedding. Now you've become I don't know what.
Even I knew you wouldn't have any good advice for me. I'd rather go see Janju and Jackie.
Good luck to you, and don't forget that you call yourself a Christian.
And then?
You have to be an example for your friends Jondu and Jackie who are still into fornication. You shouldn't go to them for advice about your home when they can change men like a glove.
Saint Denise, the pious woman, forgive me, leave me in peace. At least Bendu and Jackie will understand me. They know what I'm going through.
Happy arrival, Rose. A long time ago.
Really, a long time ago. I hope you are well?
All right, then, can't you see it?
Yes, you're radiant.
Ah yes, that's the advantage of being single and beautiful. I don't have any unnecessary stress. I even go on dates like this.
Who'd you find to eat again?
I found a good college.
Ah, that's good.
And how are things at home? When I heard you got married, I was very surprised.
My husband didn't want us to invite anyone. So we did it in the privacy of the family.
But there's nothing to worry about. Besides, I don't like going to people's weddings, so you even reduced my penalties. So what brings you to my home?
I wanted to talk to you and Jackie.
Jackie hasn't been home from busy since yesterday. She sure found a big cat.
You're never going to change.
Have you changed? If it wasn't your marriage that saved you, you'd still be here with us.
That's what I thought. I'd always thought that after my marriage I'd change and settle for one man, but it's complicated for me.
What's complicated about staying at marriage?
My girl, I'm not satisfied in bed by my man.
It's not true. But why don't you claim your right?
Each time, he says he's tired.
You're suffering. What we have up to now is poured out. Is that what you're missing? But why do you stay cooped up if you're not intimately satisfied with your man?
What do you want me to do? I don't want to leave a man because of candy.
You want to leave because of what? You yourself know that we're already used to eating candy on a regular basis. If you continue to deprive yourself of it or to underfeed yourself, you risk getting sick and aging quickly. Take a look at yourself and see how thin you've become.
I don't even know what to do. Every time I think of Colin.
But what are you waiting for? Go see it.
Is this a good idea, since I'm already married?
I'm not telling you to leave your man. Just go for satisfaction. Once you do, you'll feel better.
But I'm a Christian. I must not cheat on my husband.
Didn't you used to be a Christian when you ate candy with Colin?
At the time I wasn't married.
So it's when you get married that you become a true Christian. If you're a Christian like you just said, what advice do you want me to give you now? Go pray. It'll pass. Well, I'll take you home, otherwise I'll be late for my appointment.
Welcome, my love.
Thank you.
Let me take your shirt off. I made you a really good meal today.
If it's for these things you're a champion, but when it comes to going to bed now it becomes endless excuses.
You're talking to me the wrong way, dear.
I didn't marry you just to take care of me. I need you to satisfy me too.
But how am I going to satisfy you again?
How many times have I told you that I'm not intimately satisfied?
Tell me how to hold myself, darling. My body is your body. It's up to you to teach me how to hold myself if I don't do it right.
I'm tired of teaching you the same things every day. You never improve. You're no match for me.
Honey, We only got married 3 months ago. And I was a virgin before we got married. Give me a little time to get used to it. I can't get to your level in just a few months.
You'd better improve fast.
What is it now, Rosé? You're not asleep.
I want the candy.
Again.
Why again? It's not enough.
I'm tired, Rose. We'd already eaten twice before going to sleep, hadn't we? Let me rest a little, if not I might crack at work tomorrow.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What have I gotten my head into? But it's not right what you're doing to me, honey. You're depriving me of my right.
So, in your case, I have to die. I won't be able to eat candy more than twice a night when I have to work the next morning. Get used to it.
What you do, and it doesn't even last. Is that what you call 2 turns?
Enough. I'm tired. Let me sleep. And I forbid you to touch me while I sleep.
What's your problem, Brother Eric?
Tell me, Jean, how do you manage to do the 3, 4 and 5 rounds with your wives? Because I can't do it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who told you you had to do it so many times? In Taukes, my wife and I have never done more than 2 in a day, and not every day either. Maybe once or twice a week. But why do you want to make several turns?
It's my wife who wants that much, isn't it, Jean? We make them almost every day, and what's more, she wants up to 3 rounds a night.
You're more than a cash cow, brother. How can she ask you such a thing? Does she want to kill you?
I'm telling you, man, I'm tired of it. I have to find a way to satisfy her. I'd like her to be satisfied.
And what do you plan to do to achieve this feat?
A friend recommended a few products to increase my power.
Take it easy with these products, man. It can have side effects. Sometimes you get addicted to it. When you don't take it, you won't be able to do anything.
I get it, but I'll give it a try. He told me that these are safe natural products.
It's the dose that makes the poison, brother. Even water can be poisonous when taken in excess. Take it easy.
Okay.
To what do I owe your visit to the Luke office?
Honey, I miss you so much. I'd like you to spend the night with me at home tonight.
It will be a resounding no, Luke.
But why do you refuse my proposal in this way?
Have you forgotten what you wanted to do to me last month?
What are you referring to? Are you referring to the fact that I wanted us to eat candy?
Of course. You yourself know that you shouldn't do it before the wedding.
What's the matter with you, Denise? We are already engaged, so what's stopping us from getting intimate?
That's not what my Bible teaches me. The only condition for you to touch me is marriage before God. Otherwise, no candy will be sucked or eaten.
I'm sick of all your restrictions. Are you the only Christian girl in the world? What's with all the complications? My mother had known my father even before marriage, but they are celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary. My mother has always been faithful to my father and my father to my mother, and God has blessed them both.
Listen to me, Luke. I'm not your mother and you're not your father. What they've managed to do won't necessarily be the same for us. I can't afford to eat the candy with a man even before marriage. And if our union becomes impossible afterwards, how will we manage? Don't you see how risky it is?
Listen to me, Denise. Rain or shine, you are the one I'm marrying. I don't know why you're so scared.
That'll be a no. I won't change my mind. If you want me as your wife, you'll have to wait until our wedding night. I won't give in and I'll never spend the night in your house again. For that matter, I'll never again come and do your washing and cooking. I'll prepare it at home and send it to you through my brother. If you have any dirty clothes, you can bring them to my house or here to the office, or we'll find someone to do all your cleaning for you, and we'll pay him. I won't risk coming to your place again.
Really? You are a complicated woman, aren't you?
I take it as a compliment. Have a nice day.
What's wrong with this girl? She thinks she's more fervent and smarter than who? If I just wanted sex with her, I wasn't going to be patient all these years. Besides, I'll be satisfied elsewhere as usual. I have my plan Bs. If she won't eat candy, others love it.
Where did he go in the middle of the night? Oh, honey. Why are you dozing in the living room when there's the bed?
I had come to meditate a little. I'm tired, I didn't even know I was dozing.
I know, it's me you're running away from. What a meditation, you always start at 3 o'clock. For a week now, you've become mediocre. Even the 2 tiny tricks you used to do, you can't do them anymore. We've now gone more than 2 days without eating candy. What's wrong with you? Have you lost your manhood or something?
Yes, I'm tired and my body can't take it anymore. My dear friend, you were right. For a while now I haven't been able to keep up with my wife. I take the product but it doesn't seem to work anymore.
Your body has already become accustomed to this product. I told you not to use it. These products are not good for young people like us. When we're old, maybe we can use them, but when we're young, we must avoid them.
What do I have to do now to get my performance back?
You've got nothing to do but rest. And don't go looking for any products to boost your libido. Do what little you can and get some sleep. Your body will recover by God's grace.
Okay, thanks a lot for your advice.
Please, man.
Happy arrival, my daughter.
Thanks, Mom.
What's wrong with you?
Everything's fine, Mom. I just came to say hi.
No, I don't think you do. You look worried. Listen, girl, I wouldn't like you to be the housewife who comes and tells her mother about her relationship. In fact, I wouldn't like to be a mother who interferes in my daughter's home. But if you have any personal problems you can't solve, you can talk to me. I can give you advice. I'm your mother first and foremost, and I'm an elder in marriage and in the Christian life. Talk to me, my darling girl. Calm down, my darling, and talk to me.
I can't take it anymore, Mom. I'm never enough for my husband. No matter how hard I try, he always thinks it's not enough.
In what way are your efforts insufficient?
My man thinks I'm not good enough in bed for him.
Well, I'll be damned. Why do you also refuse to give him what he wants?
I can't, Mom. My man asks me to eat candy every day, even when I'm menstruating. And worst of all, he wants several rounds. Sometimes he even wants to do it more than 3 times. My man doesn't even know about the disease. I'm currently 1 month pregnant. So I've told him to wait a little until the pregnancy is well established before we start again, but he doesn't want to understand. I'm tired, Mom. I can't take it anymore.
I never had this kind of problem with your father. Our whole married life, we were complementary and very understanding in that respect. And we didn't do it as regularly. But why does your husband love candy so much? Is he a gourmand or a professional?
What do I know? I even have a feeling he's cheating on me.
This is bad.
He starts coming home late and taking late night calls from women I can't control.
Listen, darling, you can't please your man to the point of putting your life in danger. The Bible says to be submissive but not to be a slave. Nevertheless, do everything you can to improve yourself in everything you do in your household. Do the best you can, and always strive to improve. But just know that no one is bound to the impossible. Also, pray a lot for your husband. If it's an addiction, he'll be delivered in God's grace.
Okay, Mom, I'm reassured now. I'll do what I can do, but the rest I leave to God.
Who looks like my Colin like that? The person even comes here looks like Colin.
Isn't that Rose? Rose.
Yes, it's me. Don't just stand there. Approach.
A really long time ago.
Come into my arms.
I had looked for you in vain. I even recently learned that you'd gotten married.
I didn't even get married a year ago.
Really? But where have you been all this time?
I was there, But the demands of the church and my husband meant that I was forced to change my old contacts, and moved away from the outside world.
Is your husband a pastor or something?
His adoptive father is a pastor.
I can see.
I would have learned about 4 months ago that you got married too.
Yes. I got married. I'll even be a dad soon.
Wow, you're fast.
Oh yes, I have two. I'm getting on in years, and my wife loves children too. And what about you? How are things going in your new lifestyle?
It's okay, I can live with it.
I hope you're already wearing a little junior too.
Where did I find this? The gar can't even satisfy me, and you're talking about pregnancy? Don't go far.
Apparently the problem is everywhere.
What's that supposed to mean?
I also have the same problem with my wife.
How can this be? Are you the one who's not performing, or is your wife the problem?
Guess for yourself. It's getting worse. Considering she's pregnant now, it's serious. She's not as good as you. I miss you a lot, you know?
If you say so. But it's already in the past. We must forget everything.
I can never forget the good times I spent with you. They were magical, and I still want to relive them every day. What do you say we reminisce about the good old days? We'll just have fun together.
But I'm already married, Colin, and so are you. I don't think that's a good idea.
Come on, don't say no. In fact, we'll only do it once, not twice. Then we'll get stuck.
What if my husband finds out?
It won't be possible, because we'll have to go very far to do it. We can even leave the country if you want.
What excuse will I find?
You're a very smart woman. You'll find something.
Honey, I want to tell you about an outing I'd like to take with my friends. It's been a long time since I've been out with them. What's more, they want to throw me a little party for my wedding, which they missed.
Okay, and when will that be?
That will be this weekend. We leave here on Friday evening and return on Sunday evening.
That's fine, then. But I can go with you if you like. I'll get to know your girlfriends and their respective husbands too.
It's a girls' weekend. No men invited.
Okay, there's nothing to worry about.
How are you and your baby doing?
We're fine, honey. I'm a little nauseous, but the doctor says it'll pass.
Okay. I have to go on a business trip this weekend. I leave here on Friday evening and return on Sunday.
Why they still want to keep you busy on weekends? Business travel should normally take place on working days.
By the way, it's an outing for us colleagues at the office. We'll take the opportunity to relax a bit.
Okay. I'll start by making our bags. I'll pick up a small suitcase at the market tomorrow morning.
Our package is how? I'm going alone. I told you it's between colleagues.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
I am very happy. Last night was torrid. I've had enough.
Look at Rose. Aren't you going to join me?
Excuse me. Let me sit here, if you don't want me to spoil our stay.
What do you have, honey?
My lower abdomen hurts a lot.
Oh, my God. I'm gonna take you to the hospital. Will he have a hospital on call at this hour?
Sir, your wife is 6 weeks pregnant.
Thank God.
Don't be too quick to rejoice, sir.
Why?
Your wife's pregnancy is going badly wrong. There is a risk that it may become extrauterine.
Good heavens. But what can we do to prevent this, doctor?
We have to admit your wife here at the hospital for the next 2 months. We need to keep a very close eye on her. If, after this time, things return to normal, she will be released.
All right, doctor. Take all the necessary measures to save my wife and baby.
Normally, everything will be fine as long as she stays here with us.
Okay.
This pregnancy I'm having is not my husband's. It has to be the fruit of my act with Colin. How am I going to solve this problem now? Can my husband support another man's pregnancy and child? What encouraged me to commit this despicable act? My heart.
Madam, You need to rest and stop being pensive. It's affecting your health. I don't know what's bothering you, but you have to forget everything if you want to get better.
I'm ready, baby.
Did we have a program this morning?
You'll have to take me to the hospital for the consultation.
Oh yes, that's right. Why does it take so long for the gynecologist to come?
Here she comes.
Good afternoon, madam and sir. Sorry for the delay. Mrs. Collin, I'm sorry to inform you that the room you often occupy is currently occupied. We will have to move you to a twin room. Would that be a problem for you?
There's nothing to worry about, doctor. As long as I'm well taken care of, I'm fine. Isn't it, honey?
If you agree, then so do I.
Please follow me.
Rose. But what are you doing here?
I've been hospitalized for over a week.
What's wrong with you?
I have an extrauterine pregnancy.
Jesus Christ.
But to top it all off, the pregnancy is yours, Colin.
What's going on here? Whose pregnancy did you just say? Ms.
What does this story have to do with you, madam? Get out, get out.
You're talking to my wife, Rose.
My God, what have I just done? I didn't know she was your wife. I'm sorry.
You're both disgusting. I'm going to leave this rotten, cursed environment. I'd rather be outside. Good evening to you.
Wait for me, darling. What I got myself into. Couldn't you wait for my wife to go out first before telling me about this pregnancy? What makes you think I'm even pregnant?
What are you talking about? Who do you think I am? How can you think I'm lying with everything that's happening to me? Can you imagine the sorrow in my heart? My heart.
What are you still doing out there, lady? You're supposed to be waiting for me in the dirty binomial.
Change me, dirty gynecologist. I wouldn't like to stay in this room.
What's the problem, ma'am?
I don't feel like talking. Just change my room.
Gynecologist, your patient in the binomial room has just had a seizure.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. May God watch over her.
The time has come for me to act. This is the moment to attack Eric. I'll be able to destroy his marriage. His wife had cheated on him with another man, and in his tradition, this is an abominable act. This woman opened a door for me that I hadn't been able to open for years. I'm going to take this opportunity to destroy. I will take Rose and Colin's lives for the heinous act he has just committed.
She passed away.
It's not possible, Doctor. How can she die so easily?
It's so sad.
I'm going home to my mother tomorrow.
What for?
I don't want to stay in this house anymore. I want to go and rest at my mother's until I get to the bottom of this.
My head.
What's wrong with you?
Forget it, it'll pass. It's just a headache.
Get up. Back to the hospital.
It's going to be okay.
What's happening to you, darling?
Calm down, girl, he'll be all right.
Please follow me, Mom.
Why are you calling my mom alone away?
Follow me, my daughter, accompany me somewhere.
Where? Why are you all behaving strangely towards me?
Please follow me.
So far I don't understand you, Mom. Why are you bringing me home when my husband is in hospital? What's going on, Mom?
Your husband has left us.
You're joking, right?
Your husband is really dead, my daughter.
My God. Why is this happening to me, Mom? How can I lose my husband after only 1 year of marriage?
I'm so sorry, my daughter. Let us entrust everything to God. He alone knows why.
No. I refuse to admit it just like that. There's something weird going on right now and I need to understand it.
Calm down, darling. We'll get a pastor.
I'm sorry for your loss, sir. I'm a friend of your late wife.
This is what your friend did to us. She left me alone.
I'm very sorry, sir.
God knows why all this is happening to me.
I agree with you, but you must try to understand the cause of this tragic death. After all, this is your first wife. Often there's a hidden story behind this kind of tragedy.
You're quite right. I'm going to fast and pray. I'm also going to ask my adoptive father for help.
I will also be in communion of prayer with you.
Thank you very much, madam.
It's Mademoiselle. I'm getting married in a few days, by the grace of God.
Amen. May God bless your union and may misfortune be far from you.
Amen. I will send you the electronic invitation card via the WhatsApp number I gave you.
Okay, good luck. Dad, the death of my wife with her pregnancy is very strange. Don't you think?
That's right. It's an unnatural death, and your wife is responsible for it.
How is this possible?
Last week, I was here in my office when a woman and her mother came to see me and explained their problem. The woman had lost her husband to a simple headache. So they asked me to accompany them in prayer.
What's the connection between what I'm asking you and the story you're telling me?
Let me finish, my son. You'll understand.
Okay.
So, after the two women left, I put myself into prayer and fasting, and God revealed to me some very hidden things.
Really? What's this?
Apparently your wife and the husband of the woman who came to see me had a spiritual connection.
What kind of spiritual connection and how is it possible?
The two had had an intimate bond, and as a result, they were linked spiritually. This is what God had revealed to me. Strangely enough, both had died almost on the same day.
But it's odd that even.
I've asked the young lady to come and see me today. If she does, we'll have a better idea of what happened. Speak of the wolf and you see its tail. Here it comes.
Good evening, Pastor.
Happy arrival, my daughter. Have a seat.
Thank you, Pastor. You asked to see me.
Exactly, ma'am. First, I'd like to introduce my son Eric.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Eric. I'm Chantal.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, ma'am, tell us about your late husband's last moments. What happened on the day he died?
I knew you were going to ask me that question, Pastor. Indeed, my husband had died on the very day I discovered that he'd been cheating on me with another woman, who was even already pregnant with his child. I hadn't even had time to discuss the matter with my husband face to face before he passed away. The only thing I know about this woman is her name.
What's this woman's name?
Her name is Rose.
Which Rose? What's she like? And where does she live?
This woman had also died the same day before my husband's death.
My goodness. She's confirming what you just said, Dad.
It's true. Our God never lies. He is true and will always be true. Madam, your husband cheated on you with my son's wife.
Lord Jesus Christ. So you're Rose's husband?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry for your loss. But it's very strange.
But why this tragic death, Dad? I don't get it. The two fornicated, all right. But why did death strike?
My son, this is the devil's work. In your biological paternal family, you have a fetish that condemns and kills women who engage in fornication. It was an ancestral practice that has remained in your family to this day. It is this spirit that is the cause of this misfortune.
But Daddy, I've already converted and I'm no longer under the influence of this evil spirit. There's normally no link, since I've been born again.
It's true, my son. You have been saved and released from these spirits, but these spirits are not dead. The spirits are cast out, but they don't die. The spirit was there, looking for a way to attack. As your wife had sinned, and had not confessed quickly to be delivered, The spirit had just taken advantage to act. She was the cause of her own death. If she had confessed, God would have forgiven her sins and death would not have taken her.
And why Colin had also died?
Because of the spiritual bond. The two beings were intimately linked. The curse of one can also be transferred to the other. This is the cause of man's death.
May God have mercy on us who are still alive.
Ah, yes. Let's give thanks to God, because this situation could have led to the death of all of you. It is the God you worship who has saved you. Always be faithful to God and keep His commandments, for He is just. I am so sorry for the loss of our loved ones. I want to quote Colin, Rose and her baby. May their souls rest in peace.
Amen.
Why did you want to meet me, darling?
Our wedding date is fast approaching, and if all goes well, within a week we'll be getting married.
That's right. I can't wait for this day.
Just to quench your thirst, isn't it?
Of course it is. You made me wait too long.
In any case, I'm in no hurry. I'll take the time to do things right.
Take all the time you need. One thing's for sure, there are only a few days left. My mother is so excited, she's spreading herself left and right for the success of our ceremony. I think our wedding will be the most beautiful.
Mine, too, is in the thick of things, but in reality the spiritual side of the preparations is more important. Marriage is sacred, not just buildings and carnal ornaments.
I agree with you, darling.
Honey, we need to free up some time in the week to go and do our HIV test, and other necessary tests.
Why have another test if we've never had any privacy? In fact, we had one during our health checkup a year ago.
We'll have to do it again, honey.
So you don't trust me? Are you calling me a cheater or something?
I never said you were unfaithful, darling, but trust doesn't exclude control. The risk of disease is diverse.
In any case, we'll go and do it. If that's what you want.
Okay, that's fine, thanks.
Your results are available, madam. I'll give you yours. When you get home, tell your fiancé to come and get his.
But you can hand everything over to me, doctor.
No, that's not possible. He has to be there himself. It's urgent.
Why urgent?
You'd better call your fiancé automatically.
Here I am, doctor.
Okay. Do you mind if I show your results to your fiancé?
Of course.
Okay, Mr. Luke, you have tested positive for HIV.
How is it possible?
My God. So during all this time we spent together, Luke lied to me. He was eating candy left and right. It's a good thing I demanded a test. How was I going to explain myself to my parents? Anyway, I'm not happy because my fiancé is ill, but I thank you, Lord, for sparing me from this danger.
I'm really sorry for lying to you all this time. I got what I deserved.
I am so sorry for your condition. May God have mercy on you. Much courage.
You are set free. God will put a handsome man in your path.
That's for sure, but I'll always keep you in my prayers. Above all, don't neglect your care.
Okay.
Happy arrival, Mr. Avik.
Thank you for your time. How are you and your boy doing?
We give thanks to God. And how are you doing?
Well, I'd rather take a break first. As soon as I meet the right person, I'm going to recommit.
Okay, God will.
Nevertheless, I would like to take care of all your needs and those of your boy. Tell me everything you need.
Wow. May God bless you abundantly. May He fill you and your family with grace.
All glory to God, ma'am. Don't thank me.
Thank you, Lord.
Listen to Pastor Paul's opinion on the subject.
Nowadays, we see marriage as something that has no value. We consider this commitment as if it were just a question of paying for a car or a house. But that's not what it's about for the Lord. Marriage is very important to Him. Let's not forget that it's also a spiritual commitment, one we make before God. Let's not take it lightly. The Word of God tells us in Hebrews 13 verses 4, let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, for God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous. God wants us to wait until we marry our husband or wife before we eat candy. Marriage is a blessing, not a curse. Today, many young people are quick to eat sweets, and more are indulging in them for the first time at an early age. But eating candy doesn't make you mature or ready for marriage. But it's your character, your maturity, that will make all the difference. It's true that eating candy before marriage could bring us a gratified instance, and many young people these days are passionate about danger. But let's not kid ourselves. When a passion runs counter to God's will and principles, it's not called love. It becomes danger. See for yourself how Denise's fiancé Luck was burning with passion to eat candy with his fiancée, even though he was HIV positive. In Ephesians 5 verse 3, the Bible tells us, "Let sexual immorality, impurity in any form, or lust for possessions not even be mentioned among you, as befits saints." God wants us to be holy like himself. So we need to keep ourselves from impurity in general, but where we need to be even more careful is in the context of engagement. For the flesh will awaken, and envy will be there, but how can we dominate this envy and keep ourselves pure as God wants us to be? It's only through prayer. Call on God in your situation, because you won't be able to resist on your own. You need to call on God. Many will say to me, "Oh, I'm already engaged, what's the point in waiting?" Don't be seduced by these words, be sober. The Word of God tells us in 1 Peter 5 verse 8, "Be sober, be vigilant." Your adversary, the devil, prowls about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Sister Denise was a good example in this animation. She knew how to stand firm. And let's not forget that there is a spiritual world out there. Even if we don't see it with our carnal eyes, it's very real. For what you do on earth will have consequences in the spiritual world, and in your life too. Eating candy can transfer demons from one person to another through soul ties. Sometimes you say to yourself, "Oh, it's nothing, God will forgive me. I let my flesh control me, I wasn't careful," and so on. Know that Satan has perverted intimacy because he knows that it's a creation of God, that it was he who established it. That's why he will fight hard against those who are engaged, single or even in a relationship, to bring them down through fornication and temptation, so that they don't enter into their blessing. May this not be your share, brother and sister. Keep you pure. Pay attention. God is not mocked. God's will for us is that we be pure and holy on our wedding night, because there's a blessing behind it all. The God we serve is a God of blessing. Of course your patience will bear good fruit and draw divine favor upon your marriage. Sometimes we miss out on our blessings through lack of patience, and this saddens God because he knows the consequences it will have on our lives. I encourage us, brothers and sisters, to wait for God's time. Yes, waiting is not something to be taken for granted. We all know that, but let's persevere in patience in our sanctification and ask God for the strength to be able to resist this urge until the right time. For there is grace and great blessing behind your patience and perseverance. Bless you.
To complete what Pastor Paul has just said, it's important to know that we don't just reserve our purity for ourselves. We don't just reserve it for our future husband and wife. We also do it to honor God. Because when we are born again, we decide that Jesus is the Lord and Savior of our lives. Others can eat as much candy as they want, because they choose to be masters of their own lives, and they themselves will suffer the consequences. But we who are children of God must be the example for the world to follow. God has never called us to be part of the multitude and to be like everyone else. God calls you and me to stand out from the crowd, especially for the good. Dear brothers and sisters, it's not hard for God to forgive us, but it will be hard for us to recover and heal. Because even if there is grace and mercy, every sin always has its consequences. This is Luck's case. God will have mercy on him, but his flesh will suffer from a disease that he will carry for the rest of his life. Like any sin, eating candy can become an addiction. And an addiction doesn't go away in marriage. That's why so many marriages break up. Take a look at Rose and Colin's life. They were tempted to look elsewhere because they'd already made the comparison. God has created each of us with rules and restrictions, and every time we try to oppose that or violate what he's already placed, there's a chance we'll get hurt. When we step outside his will, we are outside his protection, which is why the body of someone who indulges in eating candy without the Lord's will can fall into disease or unwanted pregnancy. God also wants to protect our minds and emotions. It's not for nothing that there's a lot more divorce these days than there used to be, and most young girls are heartbroken so young. Gourmet is poured everywhere. If you have the grace to still be pure, I urge you to stay that way, and I guarantee you won't regret it. But if you've already eaten a candy but repented, God's mercy is there to cover you, and it's still not too late to reserve your body and heart for your spouse, to honor God. It's one thing to find the right person to marry, but the most complicated part of the marriage is living it. Life in marriage isn't always rosy. It has its ups and downs. You'll certainly have a lot of happiness, but sometimes there'll be a little bitterness too. In the second part of this compilation, you'll see that communication is the first key to a successful marriage. No matter how good your husband or wife is, if you don't know how to communicate, there's a 90% chance you won't succeed as a couple. So you need to learn how to communicate well in your marriage. A couple who knows how to communicate can easily identify their problems and weaknesses, and therefore easily resolve them. 15 years after John and Alice's wedding.
I'm off to work, darling.
Already? But it's only 6 a.m.
Yes, I have a multitude of appointments with my customers today. So I'm going to have to get an early start on my day.
But you needed a little rest, darling. You only got back this morning at 5 a.m. from a long 2-month trip, and already you're off to work again? I can't even have you to myself for 2 hours?
Listen to me, honey. These are work obligations. I don't have a choice.
I miss you very much, darling. Just give me a few minutes. I want you.
What are you trying to do like that? I'm telling you, my day is going to be too busy. Don't you get it? How can you waste any more of my time with your stories?
Darling, I just want you for a few minutes.
If you have nothing to do, take your Bible and meditate. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Hey, God. In what marriage am I like this? I see my husband barely 5 times a year. And even the few times he's with me, he rarely touches me. Whereas I often feel like touching him. It wasn't like that at the beginning of our marriage. But since he got his job, it's all over. He's become hyper busy. Or does he no longer desire me intimately? My God. Am I going to make it through this story? I can't take it anymore, Mom. My husband doesn't pay me any attention.
Ah, what are you talking about? What attention you still crave? You have a husband who takes good care of you and even of me, your mother. He helps your brothers and sisters too. What more attention do you need?
Mom, it's not all about the material. He offers me many things. But he doesn't treat me the way a man would treat his wife. It's like he doesn't even miss me.
You've always been dissatisfied since childhood. This man is fighting hard for you and your 2 children. You should be grateful to him. You have to stop whining every time like a little girl. Wipe your tears and take responsibility.
Mom, please. You know what I'm talking about. I'm still young and I need to be intimate with my husband.
Go take care of yourself and your 2 children. Forget this story. I told you to find something to do. It'll take your mind off things. Don't sit around thinking about trivia.
Okay. I hear you. I'm going to ask to go home, Mom.
Okay, say hello to your husband and children.
Okay, Mom.
I hope you heard everything I said.
Yes, it's good.
Hi, man. How are you?
I'm fine, Matthew, and so are you.
I'm fine too, Dimitri.
Okay.
Let's not stay here. Let's go home. My mom made a nice rice dish. I invite you to eat.
Thank you very much, Matthew, but I wouldn't like to last too long. I had stopped by just to say hello.
But follow me. You won't last. At least you'll get to know my mom.
Okay, as you insist. Let's go.
Who is with you?
Meet my friend Dimitri.
Okay. How are you, my boy?
I'm fine, ma'am. And how are you yourself?
I'm fine too, my boy. How are your parents?
They're doing very well, madam. But you're still very young and very beautiful, madam. You don't look as if you've already had a son this tall.
Really? Do you think so?
Yes, ma'am. You are apparently very young. You're even more beautiful than most of my girlfriends.
Thank you very much. I'm flattered.
I'm coming, Dimitri. I'll get us something to eat.
Oh, no, you don't. Don't bother. I'm not going to eat. Like I said, I won't be long.
Oh, but why wouldn't you like to eat? But just taste. If it's the taste you're worried about, I can assure you that I'm an excellent cook. You must eat something. I insist.
All right, ma'am.
So are you full? Or would you like a little more?
I'd like some more, madam. It's really quite delicious. I assure you, madam. I've never eaten a sweeter dish in my life.
Stop, you little flatterer. I'm sure your mom prepares as well as I do.
My mother cooks just as well, I admit. But not as well.
Thank you very much, Dimitri. Let me complete your dish. Happy arrival, sweetheart.
Thank you, darling.
Let me take your jacket off.
Okay.
This suit fits you like a glove. You look very elegant in.
You already told me that this morning.
But too much meat never spoiled a sauce. Oh, are you wearing the same panties again? I went to the market today. I bought you some very nice panties. I'll bring them to you to try out.
I'm going to try them out tomorrow. For the moment I prefer to stick with this one.
Okay, come and eat.
Okay. Darling,
Here I am, my love. What can I do for you?
what is this very salty sauce you served me?
Salty sauce, you say?
Are you asking me again? How can I work all day? I can't even go home and eat at home. If I didn't have a wife, at least I could understand.
But darling, the salt doesn't go beyond this sauce. We all ate it today. The salt was normal.
You call this normal? Come eat it yourself.
Oh, sorry, darling. Don't get upset, sweetheart. Let me make you a quick sauce so you can eat well.
I don't need it anymore. See you tomorrow.
Oh, my God. But there's nothing wrong with the sauce. I don't know why he thinks it's salty. And yet it's the same sauce that the children ate with appetite today. I even wonder why my husband is so complicated sometimes. In any case, he chose to sleep hungry. It's his own choice. I'll go to bed too. Where has he gone to bed? He's not in the conjugal room.
Who is it?
It's me, honey.
What is it?
Why did you come here to lie down?
Do I have to account to you for where I sleep in my own home?
Please, darling. Forgive me and come back to bed with me.
Apparently you don't want to sleep today. Stay here and wait for me. Good night.
Anyway, I tried my best.
Are you ready?
Yes, Daddy.
Let me give you a lift.
Thanks, Dad.
What about your little sister? Doesn't she have class?
No, Daddy. She doesn't often go on Wednesday mornings.
Okay.
You don't even know our schedules, Dad.
It's because I'm very busy, my children. Don't be angry.
But Mom knows our schedules better than we do ourselves.
That's normal. She's always at home. She's not burdened like me.
Okay.
I'm ready too, darling.
Ready for what? Did you and I have an agenda I don't know about?
I told you yesterday that I should go and see a friend today, darling.
When? I don't remember.
Can I get a seat in your car? I'd like you to give me a head start so I can take a cab.
No. I'm already late and I don't have that kind of time. Besides, I'm not going your way.
I'm not saying take me there, honey. I just want to get down to the cobblestones.
I think I said it's not possible. Figure it out as best you can.
But that's not nice of you at all, honey.
What's not to like? Can you hear yourself? Didn't I buy you a car? Who leaked the engine? Was it me? You dare to tell me it's not nice?
Honey, that car you're talking about was spoiled 2 years ago. You don't have to bring it up anymore. Besides, you're talking as if it was I who spoiled that car. Is it just because of this little favor I just asked you, that you're telling me this story about a spoiled car?
You spoiled it, true or false?
Have a nice day.
My girl, you never grow old.
It's God's grace in my life, sister.
You always knew how to keep yourself young. Just that you've put on a little weight lately. Or are you pregnant?
Where will I find this good thing?
It's probably because you don't want to. You're young. You can still do it if you want. Your daughter must be very old now, isn't she?
Yes, she had celebrated her 10th birthday last month.
And what are you waiting for to make a new baby? Now you see I'm right, don't you? You're probably the one who doesn't want.
You can't understand, my girl. Before I got married, I had the idea of 4 children in my head. But since decisions are made together as a couple, we've settled on 2 for the time being.
In any case, you should know that as we age, childbirth becomes increasingly complicated for women. It's always better to do it quickly when you're still young, and still have the means, than to wait until you're in your 40s. I'm already done. I've already got my 5 kids and I don't want any more.
Even if I want to have a child, how will that be possible? It's been over 2 years since my husband and I were intimate. Unless I become Mary, the mother of Jesus, to be fertile without a man. Otherwise, I don't see how it will be possible.
But 2 years is really a long time. It's just 2. Wait. Or are you divorced without telling me?
Divorced where? We're still related, sister.
And why such a restriction? How can you live in the same room with your husband for 2 years without privacy?
I'm telling you, my girlfriend. The last 10 years with my husband were very complicated for me. If I have a good memory, I can tell you that, for 10 years, we'd only touched 10 times.
You're not married, sister. It's not right for things to be like this. Your husband either has another woman on the side, or has an impotence or erectile dysfunction.
Really? But if that were the case, we wouldn't be having kids.
Maybe it happened after.
One thing's for sure. I know my husband will never cheat on me. If there's something wrong with him, I'd say it's impotence.
So you're willing to cut your head off for a man? What makes you think he could ever cheat on you? In any case, be vigilant.
Okay.
Have you talked to him to at least find out what he wants? Maybe the problem is you.
Me? Why should I be a problem? I do everything I can to seduce my man. You yourself have just confirmed that I don't age, haven't you? It's because I work out every day to keep in shape. I always dress like a girl when I'm at home. Scarves are only worn when I go to worship or to a public place. Je fais tellement d'efforts. Mais si souvent comme si je m'étais juste dit lo sur le des du canard.
As I told you, be more aware of your surroundings and everything that's going on in your home and in your husband's life. Take stock of your life too. Maybe you still have some things to improve about yourself.
I agree.
Happy arrival, son.
Thanks, Mom. How are you to me?
I'm fine. And how are you yourself?
It's okay, Mom.
How are your wife and children?
The kids are fine.
I'm asking about your wife and kids. Why do you answer me half?
I can only control the state of my children. As for Alice, I can't tell you anything about her.
Isn't that your wife?
Isn't that your daughter-in-law too? Call to find out if she's well or not.
What's going on with you, Johnny? For almost 16 years, haven't you understood that this woman is the mother of your children and that you must accept her into your life without judgment? You have to learn to forgive. You can't keep your wife in your heart all these years and go on living with her, on the same you as if nothing had happened. You're probably hurting this woman. I'm very sure of it.
How I hurt her? Did she come to tell you something?
Where will I see her? Wasn't it you who forbade him to come and see me? That's it. She hasn't come to my house since 2015. Even phoning her is complicated.
It's better this way.
In any case, I'm warning you. If you don't sort things out with your wife, I'll go and confess everything to the pastor myself. It's got to stop sometime. Call your wife, and talk to her from the bottom of your heart. I'm sure she had her reasons too.
I don't have that kind of time, Mom. She'll just be home for the heck of it. I have nothing more to do with her.
Do you see other women or?
It's my right.
In that case, release her.
She can leave if she wants to. I'm not holding her back.
Lord, where have I gone wrong? What's wrong with my marriage? All these years it's like I'm a servant in my own home. What's gone wrong? Happy arrival, darling. How was your day?
Thank you.
What have I done wrong again? It's like he gets irritated when he sees me. He really hates me. Please, darling. Forgive me for anything I may have unconsciously done to you. I tried to think, but I couldn't find where to remember what I'd done wrong to you. I had always obeyed you. I even quit my job as soon as you told me not to. I agreed to do anything to please you. But I have the impression that you hate me. Why are you so mean to me? You won't even eat my food anymore. Ever since that salty sauce thing. Frankly, I'm tired. I can't take it anymore.
You know you can leave if you want to, right? I won't keep you here.
But why are you talking to me this way?
Good night.
He's just left me alone in the conjugal room again. So did you succeed in our plan?
No, madam. Your husband is not interested in me.
What do you mean? Are you sure you seduced him?
That's my job, ma'am. I did everything I could. But your husband never gave in.
Okay.
However, I have discovered something that may be of use to you.
So tell me everything.
Your husband goes to an address every morning and evening.
I see. Let me see the address. But what's he going to do there?
No idea. Maybe his mother lives there. Go and check for yourself.
Okay. One thing's for sure, his mom's not at this address. In any case, thank you very much for your help. I'm going to do my own surveys.
All right, ma'am. You're welcome.
See you soon.
Bye.
This is the address the girl gave me. I'm going to put myself in a corner somewhere and see if he'll really come here tonight. Isn't that my husband's car parked over there? But it's him. What would he be doing here? I'll take a closer look.
Happy arrival, darling.
Thank you, sweetheart.
My God. My husband is cheating on me with another woman? I had never imagined this scenario.
I'll have to go home, Matthew.
Your parents are away, aren't they?
Yes, they'll be back tomorrow.
But why don't you stay here with us tonight? You can go home tomorrow as soon as your parents get back.
But didn't you tell your parents I'd be staying with you tonight?
Don't worry. My parents aren't complicated. They won't say anything. Please accept.
I'm in. But I have to inform my parents.
Thank you for accepting. You can use our phone to call your parents.
Okay.
We're going to have so much fun tonight. Besides, there's no class tomorrow.
So big brother Dimitri is sleeping over today?
Yes, little sister.
Yippee. I'm so happy.
I can't believe my eyes. What have I done to deserve all this suffering? But where are these children? They're already asleep. Matthew? Olivia? Where are they?
But where's the soap? He told me that these in the shower.
Lord, what's that? What did I just see?
I'm really sorry about the incident earlier.
I'm sorry to see you like this, too. I didn't know you were in the ladies' shower.
I didn't know it was the ladies' shower. I'm so sorry. But that's okay, ma'am.
Matthew told me that your parents have traveled. And that you'll be spending the night.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope he found you a place to sleep.
Yes, ma'am. I'll stay with him in his room.
Alright, then. You can go to bed now. Good night.
Okay.
My husband hasn't even come home yet. Then he'll lie to me that he's been busy at work, or that he's taken an unexpected trip when he's actually at his mistress's house.
Are you crying? What's wrong with you?
It's alright, Dimitri. I'm fine.
No, ma'am. Nobody cries like that when things are going well. You know, ma'am. You can confide in me.
I'd hate to burden you with my personal worries, my boy. Go and rest.
I'm not sleepy, madam. I want to stay here with you.
Okay, whatever you say.
What's wrong? I think you need to talk to someone. It'll do you good.
These are my couple problems, Dimitri. As we speak, my husband is with his mistress.
You mean Matthew's father?
Yes, Dimitri. I suffer too much in this house. I have no peace of heart and soul.
But why are you so sure that your husband should be with a mistress? Maybe he was busy at work, or something else came up.
If that was the case, he should have called me my boy. If I'm so convinced, it's because I've seen him kissing another woman with my own eyes.
You've got to be kidding me. Stop crying, ma'am. I wonder why other men are so oblivious.
I hope you won't be the same.
Never in my life.
May God hear you.
Please stop. It's going to be okay.
Thank you very much for listening to me, Dimitri, and for spending the time with me.
Please, madam. It is a great pleasure for me.
Mommy?
It's not what you think, my son.
I'm ashamed of you, Mom.
Listen to your mom, Matthew. It's not what you think. It was a mistake.
Will you shut up over there? I saw you falling into love with my mother, and you're telling me it's a mistake? Get out of here. Go home.
Oh, my God. What did I just do?
Get out of here, I'm telling you, Dimitri.
Stop bad-mouthing your friend. He's not going anywhere this deep night.
Shut your mouth, Mom. Shameless woman.
You just treated me like that?
What's going on here? Why do you talk badly to your mom? And I talking to you?
I just caught her having sex with Dimitri.
Sacrilege.
Having sex, you say?
Is it true what your son says? You're cheating on me with our son's best friend? Hello.
Wait. Are you talking to me about cheating? Have you already finished with your mistress?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your mistress who you've just left. I saw you today with my own eyes. You thought you were hiding your game, didn't you?
You've got to be kidding me.
Don't change the subject. We're talking about what you were doing with that young man almost your child's age.
You're not even ashamed. I'm going to my room. See you tomorrow. You're spending the night here, Dimitri. You're not going anywhere. Come with me and I'll give you a room.
I'm very sorry, ma'am, for the incident that occurred. I'm the reason for all these problems.
I admit we got carried away. But it wasn't your fault. I take full responsibility. And rest assured, this mistake will never happen again between you and me.
All right, ma'am.
Enter? What do you want from me? I don't feel like talking to you.
You're right to be angry, son. I'd do the same if I were in your shoes. But how are you going to understand what's really going on if you don't give me the chance to tell you?
Speak, I'm listening.
Okay. Can I sit next to you?
You can sit down.
Listen, son. First of all, I'd like to apologize for what you saw yesterday. It wasn't worthy of a mother like me. I promise it will never happen again. Ever again in my life. I let my emotions get the better of me.
I heard.
You're in this house but you really don't know what's going on. You're not a child anymore. I think I made a mistake by hiding certain realities from you. I've been with your father for 19 years now, but I can assure you that your father and I have only been intimate 10 times.
Oh, that's not even once a year.
I assure you, my boy. The last time was 5 years ago. But I'm young. I gave birth to you when I was 19. I'm not even 40 yet. I also have urges that are sometimes very strong. I fight day and night not to fornicate. Because I wanted at all costs to keep my dignity and save my marriage because of you, my children. I've always had the strength to cope with your father's absence from my life. I even managed to hold out until yesterday, when I found out he had a mistress.
So is it true about the mistress?
Yes, and I've even got the pictures here. You can see for yourself.
My God.
I was so upset yesterday that I was completely in tears. Dimitri was the only person who noticed my grief. As usual. When he comes to the house, he's always as attentive and helpful as a good child could be to his mother. Just yesterday he caught me crying, and insisted that I share my sorrows with him. After that, he just wanted to cuddle me. But I didn't know what had come over me, and I jumped on top of him and started kissing him. It was my fault, not your best friend's.
I'm really sorry I was such an uncavering child to you. If I'd really been there, none of this would have happened. Yesterday I was snoring away in my room, while you were crying. I'm so sorry for all your pain, Mom. I knew Dad didn't love you like he used to. I could also see that he was doing inappropriate things, but I didn't know he was hurting you so much. I'm really sorry I insulted you yesterday.
That's alright. It's because you didn't really know the story. Now that you do, I hope you'll change.
You don't have to stay with Dad anymore, you know. You're not going to die trying to do us good. I understand your pain, and I'm sure my little sister will too, when she grows up.
I know, son. But it's really not the best solution for us. We are a beautiful family. My prayer is that your father will come to his senses and change his behavior towards me, if he really still.
Enter?
I'm so sorry, darling, for all the suffering you've endured because of me. I'd been at the door ever since, and I'd heard everything. Your mother's right. I really did have a mistress for 10 years, and we had 2 children.
For 10 years? And you have up to 2 children? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You kept this from me all these years. But why did you do this to me? Yet I loved you with all my heart. I gave up everything for you. And you, on the other hand, cheated on me until you had 2 children out of wedlock.
I'm so sorry, honey. Find a place in your heart to forgive me.
But what had I done to you that was so serious as to motivate you to cheat on me, John?
It all started the day I discovered that our first pregnancy hadn't ended naturally, but that you yourself had aborted it on purpose. It was from that day on that your love fled from my heart. I began to harbor a deep hatred for you. It was as if you'd killed a child. It gnaws at me day and night. So I decided not to say anything to you, but that I would no longer offer you my love and attention. I'd also decided to get a mistress and run away from home once in a while. All those stories about traveling for work were lies. I would often stay with my mistress.
I'm so sorry, honey, for what I did. I recognize that it was criminal to abort our child without even your approval. Besides, I lied to you. But it was a very difficult time for us. You didn't have a job. The little job I had was barely enough for the 2 of us. After our pregnancy, the doctor told me we were carrying a Down syndrome baby. I knew that if I told you, you wouldn't take my advice to have an abortion.
A Down syndrome child? But all you had to do was tell me.
If I told you, I'm sure you wouldn't have agreed. And I wouldn't want to make the mistake of bringing such a child into the world that would cost us enormous care. When we were broke.
It's true that I wasn't going to accept your choice. But you had to tell me. Now I had another idea in my head while you wanted to save our relationship. I'd hated you unnecessarily all this time without even being right. If it hadn't been for my mom's insistence that I stay with you, I'd have filed for divorce by now. We weren't even going to have kids together.
I'm so sorry, darling. I promise, from now on, I won't hide anything from you anymore. We'll talk about anything and everything.
I also promise never to hide anything from you again, starting today. I will also try to put an end to my relationship with my mistress. I'll also let you know about my other children. I hope you forgive me.
What choice do I have? You're not the only one responsible for this. I'm as much to blame as you are. I forgive you and I hope you forgive me too.
Yes, I forgive you, darling.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you still love me?
Yes, I still love you.
I love you too.
Good for you. I love you both. I'm going to run to my friend Dimitri and apologize.
We'll give you a lift. Isn't it, darling?
Yes, let's go. Thank you, Lord, for restoring my marriage. Thank you for this wonderful grace you have given us. Amen.
My brothers and sisters in Christ, the most important lesson I'd like to pass on to you through this animation is the importance of communication in a couple and in all forms of human relationships. When more than 2 people are together, communication is always needed to understand each other. What's obvious to one person may not be to the other. It's only by communicating genuinely and sincerely that we can understand the foundations and motivations behind someone's actions. The lack or absence of communication has broken up many marriages, unfortunately. It's not all about witchcraft or the devil. All it takes is simple communication to heal wounds and hearts. You know, when you put two people who have the same values, the same opinions, and the same upbringing together, if they don't speak the same language or there's a communication barrier, those two people will always think they hate each other. But it's only a question of language barrier or understanding. In Proverbs 18 verse 13, we read, "He who answers before he hears does a foolish deed and brings confusion upon himself." True communication is very important. We could avoid a great deal of disagreement and pain if people, out of mutual esteem, chose to listen to each other attentively. Listening to the other is an act of consideration. But how can we listen if we don't communicate? Just as we train to become better at a sport, we need to practice good communication in order to have positive and effective relationships. It's a lifelong challenge in every area. For he who does not know how to communicate with the other in whom God hasn't put a crippled part of himself, can never claim to communicate well with the living God. No matter how much you communicate in your marriage, there are bound to be storms that come your way. In the rest of this compilation you will understand, my dear sisters in Christ, why you must be a good wife to your husband. And you, my dear brothers, will also know the importance of marrying a good wife. Know that he who marries a good wife builds his house. He already has a very good foundation to withstand all kinds of storms that will arise in his marriage. Follow.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, miss.
How can I help you?
Can I eat at your place?
Of course you can, sir. You can eat whatever you like.
I want a dish of spicy azaka with braised fish.
All right, then, please have a seat.
Okay. After dinner I have to do some shopping for my wife. She will be celebrating her birthday in 3 days. I have to give him a very nice surprise. What if I throw a little party for her? I'll just invite a couple of friends. I think it will be a beautiful idea.
Who's that man in the suit? He looks a lot like Roger. Mr. Roger.
Yes. Gregoire, my friend from campus. Is it you?
Yes, it's me.
Wow, that was a long time ago. Let me invite myself to your table. I'm very happy to have you back.
The pleasure is shared. I think we lost touch about 10 years ago.
I'd go even further. The last time we saw each other was when we were on our final training course in May 2011. No. It was more like July.
Exactly. It was July 2011.
At the end of our training courses, I looked everywhere for you. You had disappeared.
Yes, I had an opportunity to study in Europe. But by then I'd lost all my contacts, including yours.
Ah, I see why you've been so quiet.
I assure you, brother, I was completely disconnected from all my old acquaintances. It was a very lonely time for me.
I admit it was really weird. But let's forget the past. Let's talk about the present.
You are so right, my friend.
So tell me, how long have you been home?
I came back 2 years ago. Things didn't work out as I'd hoped, so I decided to return home.
I'm sorry. It was only right that you came home. It's often said that when you're not sure where you're going, you should remember where you left off at least. Now, how are you doing here? I hope you've been able to fit in professionally.
I couldn't insert my brother. I tried everything but it doesn't work. I'm tired. I seem to be cursed.
No. Don't think that way. You're not cursed. I'm pretty sure God has a plan for you. I hope you're still following Jesus Christ.
Yes, my brother.
We must not lose faith. God alone has the last word.
I agree. What are you up to? I see you're very clean. It's probably the weather at your place.
I give thanks to God. I found a job in the ministry 7 years ago. I can say that I'm also making my way in the world.
Wow, you work at the ministry? It's always been my dream to work in the ministry. It's very nice.
Don't worry, it's not too late to make your dream come true.
I hope so.
I'd like to invite you to the house this weekend, if you're available.
I'd really like to. I'll be available.
Okay. Let's exchange contacts. Miss, please put my friend's bill on mine.
Okay, sir.
See you later, brother. We'll call you later to fine-tune our programs.
Okay.
See you soon.
Bye. Please, miss. Give me the bill.
Your table is already paid for, sir.
Oh. By who?
It was paid for by your friend who was at the table with you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
What have I done to deserve this condition of life? I was always the best on the benches. I was the only one to have the opportunity to travel because of my average grades. I don't understand why I can't succeed professionally. Look at my friend Roger. He wasn't as good as me. He hadn't even traveled, but here he is today at the ministry.
Happy arrival, my love baby.
Thank you, darling.
Let me help you take off your costume.
Okay.
How was your day, my love?
I give thanks. It was magnificent as usual. How was your day?
Also very good. I came home faster than usual today. I wanted to make you a special dish.
I'm in for a treat tonight. You know what, honey?
Speak to me, my love.
Today I met up with an old friend of mine.
Really? I hope he's okay.
Yes, he's doing well, darling. But his professional situation is not yet stable. Can you imagine that in the 10 years since we lost touch, he'd never found a steady job?
Oh.
It's true that he had found an opportunity to continue his studies in Europe, but things didn't work out the way he wanted. So he returned 2 years ago. But since then, he hasn't found anything here.
Oh, but it's sad. But what could be the cause? Is he looking hard enough?
How can we be sure?
It's really sad.
Very sad.
Is he married or does he have children?
I hadn't asked. I was in a bit of a hurry, so we promised to call each other to set up a meeting program. I'd like to invite him home.
But why so soon? You've just seen each other again, darling. I don't think it's such a good idea for you to bring her straight home. I'd suggest you see each other around town for now. Then you can bring her home. But for the moment I don't think that's very good.
But why are you so worried? It's just for dinner. I don't see how it would be dangerous to invite him home. He was a good friend of mine.
I'm not against him coming to visit us. I'd just like us to be careful. He's your friend, but you haven't seen each other for a long time. You probably don't know everything about his life anymore. Let's be vigilant.
I understand, darling. But it won't be anything serious. Let's invite him home.
Okay.
Where were you? And with whom?
At least welcome me before bombarding me with questions.
What kind of welcome? Where have you been? Answer me.
I told you I should do some shopping today, didn't I?
You're always out shopping. But you always come home empty-handed.
What do you mean by that, darling? You know I try very hard, don't you? You never recognize the efforts I make in this house.
What's that? What are you doing?
Thank you for your time. It's always the same speeches with you. It's okay, it'll change one day, God willing.
What do the people want? We all want change. Move like a man.
Melissa, please, I'm just waiting for dinner. But where is she? Oh. She's not even in the kitchen. This woman makes my life too complicated.
What does this man still want from me?
Darling, you haven't set the table for me yet.
Which table? So you didn't have anything to eat when you went shopping?
What kind of questions are you asking me? If I don't feel like eating, or if I'm full, it's up to me to say so. I'm not a child. Don't talk to me like that anymore.
Food's in the kitchen. You can help yourself.
And why don't you come and do it to me?
I've already washed. I won't be able to put my hand in the food again. Besides, I'm already in bed.
Thank.
I go to work to bring food, and he still comes to lay down the law. Am I his slave?
Are you ready, darling?
Yes, we can go.
You're home until this time, darling.
Happy birthday, madam.
Happy birthday, madam.
Oh. Thank you so much. Did you invite people too?
That's my friend I told you about with his wife.
Welcome, madam and sir. Please have a seat.
Thanks.
Here you go, darling. Surprise.
Wow. A birthday present?
Unwrap your present, darling.
A car key? You've got to be kidding me. Thank you so much, my darling.
You deserve more, my love. Sweetheart, on this very special day, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for always being by my side and giving me so much happiness. My love, I wish you a wonderful birthday, and I only hope for one thing, to live many, many more with you, by the grace of God.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, darling. You're an angel.
Your friend is truly an angel.
But you don't drink. Make yourself comfortable.
We're fine. We're drinking.
Alright, then. Allow me to get up for a moment. My wife needs me.
Darling, what could I possibly cook for your friend and his wife?
Don't worry, sweetheart. I've already got it covered. The food will be here any minute.
Okay, you really went out of your way to please me today.
No. It's quite the opposite. I'm fulfilled by pleasing you.
Look at how people treat their wives. She looks like a queen. When is someone going to get me a car this nice? They say it's the waste of men, but I've had it.
Stop it, darling. Leave these useless comparisons.
If only I could have a man like that, I'd be so happy.
Go pay at the market.
Thank you very much for your visit.
Please, Madam Julie. What's your secret, lady? How do you make your husband so crazy about you? This man is an angel.
Oh, I'm not doing anything special, sister. It's just a grace.
You're really lucky.
You also have a good husband.
Who are you talking about?
From your husband George, of course.
That's a husband. Sorry.
Ah. Why are you talking about your husband like that? It's not right.
What did I say wrong? If you were in my shoes, you'd say more. You don't know what I'm going through.
Is it? Do you think it's pink anywhere? All couples have their problems, and their qualities. Don't compare yourself to others. Enjoy the man God has given you sooner.
You just said that all couples have their own problems and qualities, but we have the problems of all couples, and zero qualities.
Did it happen there?
Thank you so much for coming, brother. It was a great pleasure for us.
The pleasure is shared. It's more our turn to thank you for your welcome.
You're welcome.
You have a very good wife. Always take good care of her.
Thanks. Between you and your wife, how are things?
It's fine. There are often a few whims of women. If not, there's nothing unmanageable.
Okay. I'm always on the lookout for new jobs and opportunities. As soon as I find one that suits you, I'll let you know.
Thank you very much.
And your wife, I hope she's doing a little work of her own.
Yes, she helps her aunt in her store.
Not bad at all.
Honey, I didn't like the way you acted at my friend's house today. What happens in our relationship should be between us at home. We can't go around making a spectacle of ourselves in other people's homes.
What did I say wrong? So you were ashamed to get a job and show me off.
Hello, my love.
Hello.
You changed your hair. It looks great. But you know that could have waited first, don't you? We need money to pay off our unpaid rent.
So I don't have to take care of myself anymore because of your unpaid bills.
So these are my unpaid bills. It doesn't concern you, does it?
Who's the man of the house? I have no shortage of places to sleep in this country. My mother's house is here, as well as my father's. I can stay wherever I want. The salary I earn will never be used to pay the rent. I can sacrifice myself for food and for some of my daughter's needs, but when it comes to taking care of the house and our daughter's schooling, that's your responsibility.
Honey, I'm not telling you not to take care of yourself. It's your absolute right and it's your money. But you know my financial situation. If I'm in a bind, you can help me. And we want flesh. If today you have a job and I don't, that's a blessing for our relationship. Besides, it's not as if I don't make an effort. I take care of the house. And I'm taking charge of our child's education despite my mediocre conditions. I also donate lunch money. It's not like I'm doing nothing.
Lunch money? How much do you give? You mean your crumbs? Which is not even enough to make rice and sauce there? I'm the reason we eat in this house. Let me remind you. Don't think your lunch money is doing anything.
That's what I'm giving you. If you find that you can't eat the same sauce for 3 days, or that you can't eat the same dish 3 times in 1 week, that's your own choice. I don't worry about food. I can eat the same thing for a whole week. The main thing is to be full.
Can you hear yourself? Am I a chicken to eat the same things every day? This wasn't how I lived with my parents before you came to propose. I ate everything I wanted.
This isn't your father's place. I can only give you what I have. I won't steal to give to you. I act according to my abilities. We draw water according to the size of the basin we have. I'll always do what I can, but if you think it's not enough for you, you'll have to top it up.
Anyway, I just made it clear. I can take care of the food. But for the rent I couldn't.
I'll give you what I can give you. If you think it's not enough for you, you can add to it, but stop telling the whole world that you're the one who feeds us in this house. I have an appointment with my friend Droja.
I heard.
You'll have to pick up our daughter from school in the evening before coming home.
I don't know if I'll finish soon.
Find an excuse to leave. My appointment with Roger is very important.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, thanks a lot for your help.
What is it?
So I can't kiss you too?
I don't have that kind of time. I'm already late.
But why are you late?
Sorry, Auntie. It's because of my husband's whims.
He's done it again. I told you to leave that man. But you're deaf in the ear. I don't even know what you use it for.
You're right, Auntie. He's no use to me. He's incompetent in every way.
Watch how you lose weight. Better alone than badly accompanied. You can also find yourself another man who will take better care of you.
You're right, Auntie.
Well, I caught the ghost today.
Hello, Ona.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I'm not running away from you. It's just the weather's been a little tough on me. I'll pay you your money by the 10th.
I don't want to hear that in my ears. We're in the 5th month. This can't go on. I've come to evict you from my house today.
Oh. Why the surprise? Even if we have to leave, it takes at least a month. Time to look for a place to stay.
I don't really care. It's already been over a month and a half since I gave your wife her notice.
What's up?
Go ask your wife. I want my key today. Collect all your belongings at the same time if you don't want them to be thrown out.
My God. How will I deal with this situation? My wife is ruining my life.
What are you doing here?
Had the landlord given you notice for almost a month and a half?
Ah, yes, I forgot.
Is that something to forget? You're too weird.
Stop yelling at me. I'm at work, not at home.
Our belongings are already outside. We need to find a place to sleep.
What do you want me to face now?
Aren't you the father of the family?
My God.
Sir, you need to step outside. This is a store.
Okay. Thank you for coming to meet me.
Please, brother. It's a real pleasure for me to talk to you.
Thank you, my friend.
I'd like to make you a proposition. There's a driver's position open at the ministry. I thought it might interest you. I know it's not a very rewarding job, one that honors your intellectual level.
Thank you very much, brother. It is a great pleasure for me. That's a good start. I'm going to apply.
Okay, I'll follow your case closely.
Okay. I have a big problem at the moment.
What have you got?
As I speak, my belongings are at the door. My landlord kicked me out.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. But why did you let it come to this? Didn't he give you notice?
My wife had forgotten to warn me.
Oh. How could anyone forget such a thing?
I'm upset where I am.
Did you have a lot of backlog?
I'm 5 months overdue.
Oh, dear. But if you told me about it early on, we could have come up with a solution quickly. What can we do now? Let's pick up your belongings first. Then we'll figure out what to do.
Agreed. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Friends must support each other. Don't thank me.
Oh. Darling, you didn't tell me you were coming home with your friend.
I'm so sorry, honey. It was unforeseen.
Okay.
Let me go help her pick up her things.
Things, you say?
Yes, I'm helping her pick up her things.
But where is he going? Does he travel?
Let me help him. Then I'll explain everything.
Okay.
This will be your room for the time being.
Thank you very much.
Where's your wife and child?
My daughter is with her mom in the store. As soon as they finish, they'll come. If she wants to, of course.
If she wants, how? Where will she go if they don't come here?
My wife can be complicated. So she's able to make the decision she wants. She might want to stay with her mom, or she might want to stay with her aunt.
I see. Make yourself at home. Thank you, darling, for your patience. Thank you also for arranging the visitor's room.
You're welcome. So can I understand what's going on?
My friend was evicted from his house today. He told me about it, but I can't leave his belongings outside and come and talk to you before reacting. Besides, it's not news I can give you over the phone.
It's no trouble to help, darling. I understand that. You made a good decision to step in early. When do they expect to find a room?
Seriously, I don't know. Since he doesn't have a steady job, I offered him the chauffeur job I told you about just today. So normally he'd have to get the job first and work for a few months before being able to rest.
So they'll be around for a while.
I'd like to ask you a favor.
Darling, I have nothing against them spending a few days with us, but not more than a month. Please, I wasn't prepared to live in this condition. It will be complicated for me, but I want it to be for a very short time only.
Thank you, darling. I too hope by the grace of God that the situation will improve very quickly.
What if we rented them a house ourselves? It'll be quicker.
Yes, that's true. But the problem is that it will be another burden for us, and even if we take the liberty of renting them a house, they must have a source of income. If not, the same problem could recur in the future.
You're right. Let's pray that his application for the chauffeur position will be successful. I'd also like the two of us to start fasting tomorrow, since we didn't ask God's approval before making this decision.
Don't worry, honey. God is all ready for it. It's charity we do.
Yes, it's true. But you still need God's approval.
We'll do it.
Good morning, darling. Are you still in bed at this hour? Don't forget we're in people's homes. We need to make a good impression.
Is there anything I should do? Because I still don't understand what you're getting at.
Normally you'd have to wake up quickly to get your daughter ready for school and do some housework. People put us up for free.
Am I a servant to them?
You're here to take care of your daughter. I can't work, I can't come home late, and I can't get up early again.
You have to make an effort, darling. We have no choice. It's just for a while.
I heard.
I had applied for a position as a driver. They called me for an interview. I go like this. Pray for me that I may be held back.
A job as a driver. God. What have I gotten myself into? With the multitude of jobs out there and with your diplomas, this is the chauffeur job you've found.
Do you have a better suggestion? You're the one who sulks every day that I don't have a job. Now I find an opportunity, you still think it's no good. What exactly do you want from me?
How much is this chauffeur job going to pay you until you can take care of our needs? You have no ambition. Look how responsible your friend Roger is. You even look at that beautiful house he built. Yet you're more qualified than he is.
What's with these comparisons with Roger? Are you God the Creator? Why are you always insatiable?
In any case, go do your interview, Mr. Driver.
God alone has the last word. A plus.
Bye.
So you really don't want to say good luck?
How will it help?
Okay, I understand.
Who is it? Enter.
Hi, Melissa. Are you sure everything's okay?
I'm fine. Thanks.
Why don't you come out of your room? Come and stay with me so we can talk. We can't have two women in the house and still be strangers.
I'm not a housewife like you. Today is my day off, so I'm making the most of it.
I work too, Miss Melissa. Just a reminder.
Sorry.
I've made some rice so you can serve yourself. I'll be at the show.
Thank you very much. She doesn't even know how to prepare. There's not even any salt in the food. With all the money we're giving her here. Look what she's made. This soap opera is really interesting.
You left at the end. Looks like it's going to be a very interesting series.
Yes, it was.
Alright, then. Can I turn the volume down a little?
What do you mean by that? I'm sorry if turning on your television bothers you. I won't touch your things anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way. I didn't mean to.
I get it. I've already turned it off. I've got it.
Welcome, Mr. Gregoire. What is this great joy of yours?
I got my first job today.
Thank you, Lord. Oh Father, may your name be praised. We must celebrate. Melissa, what could we do to please your husband? But get up. Go and kiss him.
Please him, you say? Is that a job?
But it's not right to talk to your husband like that. At least encourage him. I remind you that this is a grace from God. He's been at home for years. We even have to thank God for what he's done for us.
I don't care anyway.
I'll be in my room.
Go serve food to your husband.
You're the one who prepared it and you're the one who thinks I'm not behaving properly.
I'm sorry if you take everything the wrong way. Mr. Gregoire, your table is set.
Thank you very much, madam. God bless you for all you do for us, and sorry for my wife's behavior.
Don't worry about a thing. This is the family.
Happy arrival, Mr. Roger.
Thanks.
How was your day? You look very elegant in your jacket.
Thank you very much. I had a very good day. I hope you had a good rest too.
Yes, very good.
Where's my wife?
She must be with my husband in the bedroom.
Oh, right. Why aren't you with them?
I don't know what they're doing inside. Why am I going to join them?
It's strange that even...
Let me help you take off your jacket.
No. It's okay, it's nice.
Let me help you. There's nothing to worry about.
Thank you.
I insist.
I say no. Don't you understand?
Don't worry, Mr. Roger. Let me help you.
Leave me in peace.
Happy arrival, darling. But what's going on here?
Hello, darling. I hope you got home all right. I was just asking Melissa about you.
I was in my room after serving lunch to Mr. Gregoire. You could have come to get me in the room.
Melissa told me you were in the room with Gregoire. I didn't want to interrupt.
Interrupt us in what? I'd just gone to tell Mr. Gregoire that his meal was served. I hadn't even spent a minute. Why do you talk like I was doing something else?
I didn't say that, darling. Let's forget it. Come into my arms.
Darling, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Go ahead, sweetheart.
I've noticed that for a while now we've been arguing a lot. Which used to be rare. There is a lot more misunderstanding between us now than before. I wonder what's going on.
No, it's nothing serious, dear. I think it's just the fact that we don't live alone anymore that makes you feel that way. To make a decision now, you also have to take other people's opinions into account. We can't be as free as we used to be, so I think that's the cause of these changes. If not, don't worry, it's nothing serious.
Okay, honey, but I'm not convinced. Something strange is happening or will happen. We need to pray.
Okay.
How are things at home? You said you're staying with a friend of your husband's now, didn't you?
Nothing has changed, Auntie. My husband has always remained the same.
And how are things with your host couple?
Auntie, I tell you. This man has every quality. He's elegant, handsome, thoughtful. He has everything and I like him a lot. Sometimes I think that if he were my husband, I'd be fulfilled.
Really? What about his wife?
His wife gets on my nerves. I don't like her. She always wants to show she's a good woman. Wearing big expensive dresses, but she can't even cook. She doesn't have any kids, but she only eats the guy's money. She always supports my husband in our discussions. I even think she admires my husband.
Be smart and dynamic, girl. You know what I mean by that.
I understand.
I can help you get what you want. I know you like your husband's friend. But it's not going to look good if you try to seduce him directly.
It's true, Auntie, you didn't lie. I tried to seduce him several times, but he turned me down. He really seems to love his wife.
We must forget this love story. Here, let me help you. You'll see that he's the one who'll run after you.
Really?
Believe me, there are some things in life that can't be taken for granted. You have to fight. You only get what you want when you're prepared to make sacrifices.
But somehow my conscience gets in the way. I'm already married. And I wouldn't want to break up their relationship.
Open your eyes, girl. You're not doing anything wrong. I myself, who you see here, have snatched someone else's husband. Even your daddy was ripped off by your mama. Life's a jungle. Tomorrow I'll take you somewhere.
Okay.
There really are a lot of things wrong with this house. Mr. Gregoire's wife has a particular upbringing and behaves a bit inappropriately, but I won't be able to talk to my husband about it. Because he'll say that I'm complicated and that I wouldn't like her to stay with us. She's been here for over a month, but she's never cleaned before. She eats and leaves the bowls for me. She's nothing like a housewife. There are so many things I see that I can't tell Roger about. You alone are my confidant and my best friend. I am not understood, but I trust that you never lie. Protect my home from danger, Lord.
Anybody home?
What do you want, my girls?
Great Marabout, I brought my daughter to see you.
Okay, the gods are at your service. Sit down and talk to me.
You can talk to the Marabout, my daughter.
Grand Marabout, I want a man who doesn't want me. But I know I deserve this man more than his wife. I want you to help me do two things. The first will be to put confusion in the heart of the man in question. Secondly, I'd like the wife of the man I love and my current husband to be intimate too. That will help me achieve my goal.
My girl, you've already worked out a very good plan for what you want. I'm going to give you just a few talismans to make your plan a success. I know you're not used to cooking, but you're going to have to start now.
Where is the link?
The products I'm going to give you will have to be put in the food. That's why you have to cook, so you can have control.
I see.
Follow me to pick up the products.
Thank you very much, Grand Marabout. So what do we have to give in return?
Go ahead. Come back and make offerings when you're satisfied. For now, you can give whatever you have on you. But give as much as you want to get as a result.
Okay.
What are you doing, my sister Melissa?
I'm cleaning the house. Then I'll do the cooking.
It's surprising to even see you in the kitchen. You've been in this house for over a month, but you've never done this act before.
You are so right. I recognize that what I was doing wasn't right. I'd like to make it up to you.
Okay, I see.
So what are we going to cook?
Me and my husband are going to eat salad, and I'm going to make it myself. So you can make whatever you want to.
But we'd always eat in the same things in this house. Why we have to change our habit?
Listen, Miss Melissa, my husband's meal is prepared by me. It's not a question of eating this food or that food. If you want to eat salad too, that's no problematic. But as long as my husband has to eat too, I'm the one who prepares and serves the food myself.
Oh,
I'm not tired of cooking. I can even cook for a whole city as long as my husband eats this food.
What do you even know how to prepare? Your tasteless food here?
Wow.
I mean what I say. You don't know how to cook. It was because I didn't want to frustrate you that I didn't like to prepare. Let me help you improve.
I thank God for your talent as a cook. But let me tell you, my husband loves my food. There are several pots in this kitchen. The food is already here too. Take the opportunity to prepare your succulent dishes for your husband. As for my husband, it's up to me to cook for him. I won't change my mind.
Darling, why did you refuse to let Melissa do the cooking?
Oh. Did she tell you about it? Honey, I didn't say no to her cooking. I just said it was my duty to cook for you. Either I cook for the whole house and everyone eats, or everyone prepares for their husbands. Either way, it's not her job to cook in my home.
Since when do you get like that? When you're preparing for a husband, why don't you want her to do the same?
It's her choice. She wanted to neglect her own husband. I want to take care of my house. I can cook for everyone.
I'd hate to see you sow discord in this house. I won't. Let her feel at home.
Honey, calm down. I'm not doing anything wrong. I won't let anyone cook for you but me. It's my duty as your wife. I don't mind cooking every day.
I don't agree with you. If you think that way, you risk frustrating others. In any case, I'll eat everyone's meal without making a difference.
You have the right to do whatever you want, but know that it's dangerous for you.
You're always the one who sees danger everywhere. Where do you put the love of neighbor that we're taught?
Uncritical love of neighbor can become a danger. Darling, my heart and mind can't stand your reasoning. I'll do my duty, but it's up to you to choose what you want. My goodness. Isn't the danger entering my house like that? Save me, my lord. I have no strength but you. Save my marriage. Honey, you haven't eaten my food in 3 days. And you're always late.
Until you reconsider your position in relation to the kitchen, I won't eat your food. I'd rather eat Melissa's food. What's more, she's a good cook.
Lord.
Well, I'm going out like this. I'll pick up Melissa after work and take her to see her mom.
Ah. Why do you have to bring her? And her husband, why doesn't he bring her, and you have to?
What do you care? You're always there, seeing danger everywhere.
How are you?
I'm very well, and you?
It goes. Well, I'm off to work.
Agreed. May the Lord lead you there in peace.
Thank you. Let me give you a kiss.
What's wrong with you? Are you ill?
I love you very much, Julie. I wish you'd become my wife.
Lord Jesus Christ. Don't you dare approach me with that proposition.
I mean it.
You need a delivery.
Goodbye.
Thank you for taking me where I'm going.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to help you. You're my friend's wife.
You are an angel.
Thank you. Is this where your mom is?
Calm down, my darling. Calm down and follow me.
This is a hotel room.
Don't worry. I know you like what I do to you. Besides, you no longer have a choice. You must obey me.
My God, what's going on? My husband prefers to eat his friend's wife's food. And Mr. Gregoire's courting me. Happy arrival, darling. How was your day? I hope Melissa's mom is doing very well.
Yes, I'm fine.
What do you got, baby?
It goes.
You're very strange. What's wrong with you? You've all gone weird in this house. I just bumped into Melissa in the corridor. I spoke to her, but she ignored me. In the morning, your friend also courted me. Aren't you going to say anything?
It's nothing serious, darling.
Lord. Darling, I can't tolerate your friend and his wife anymore. I want them out of this house. That's the way it is. My marriage is in danger. I can't stand their presence.
What's wrong with you? Why do you only think bad things about other people?
Why are you getting so blind, darling? What's the matter with you? Open your eyes. We're in danger.
No one is leaving this house. If you don't agree, you can leave.
Roger.
I can't stand you anymore. You can leave if you like. I'm tired.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm your wife and I'll be your wife for life.
My darling Roger. Come and give me a kiss before I go to the store.
Am I dreaming? My God. Lord, I refuse to undergo this suffering. Your plan for my marriage is not this curse that wants to fall upon me. I command every evil spirit that rises against my marriage to be destroyed in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. I break all satanic ties that bind my marriage in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
What are you doing in my car? Where's my wife?
Which wife are you talking about? I'm your wife.
Shut your mouth over there. In fact, get out of my car. Satanic woman.
It's me, Melissa, isn't it?
Shut your mouth over there. Get out of my car before I get mad.
It's fine. I'm already coming down. I'm already coming down.
How can I be so weak? Have I stooped so low? Where will my wife be now?
I'm sorry for all the nonsense I'd been talking. I didn't even know what had possessed me.
Glory to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Happy arrival, darling.
I'm so sorry, darling. I'm truly ashamed for my actions.
Thank you, Lord. Dry your tears, honey. I knew you were possessed. But God has already won the battle. Come into my arms.
I tied up Roger and my Gregoire. Roger is mine, nobody can take him away from me.
The marabout is no longer here. I came to see the marabout to save my daughter. Now he no longer lives here.
Honey, we have to go look for Melissa. We must accompany Gregoire.
I'm in. Thanks for everything.
Thanks to you too.
How's Mom?
Nothing changes.
Take me to her. Melissa. 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 You are not crazy. I command the curse folly to leave your body at once in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
My name is Melissa.
Of course your name is Melissa. Come into my arms. I'm going to take you with me to church for deliverance.
I recognize you. It's you, Julie. Roger's wife.
Glory to God.
Please forgive me. I have gone very far. It was I who bewitched your husband and my own husband. It was God who saved you, if not you'll be bewitched too.
I already knew everything. You've already been forgiven. Thank God.
Amen. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, darling. I've been the devil of your life. Please forgive me.
Calm down, darling. Come into my arms.
My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, the Word of God tells us he who finds a wife finds happiness. It is a grace he obtains from the Lord. A good wife is a great blessing for a man and a sign of divine favor. Active and perceptive, such a woman enjoys freedom of choice and action in many areas, which she puts to good use for the good of her family. At the same time, she is generous and kind, and teaches with wisdom and fidelity. But when you marry the wrong woman, she can turn your life into hell. You'll see in this animation that Gregory's wife was not at all an example of humility. She was driven by a spirit of envy and jealousy. She was always dissatisfied with her husband's efforts. Such a woman can easily be a gateway for the devil into your life. Besides, she's the kind of woman who doesn't know how to wash her family's dirty laundry. She was always ready to expose her husband and talk about their relationship problems to everyone. If she didn't expose her relationship, her aunt wouldn't be such a bad influence on her. Men, on the other hand, know how to listen to your wives, because sometimes they're quicker to see dangers you may not be aware of. Learn to listen and be discerning. Don't make decisions blindly. Sisters, may the Lord help you to be a good wife to your husbands. To my brothers, may you also be good husbands, and may the Lord grace you with a very good wife. For a bad wife is more poisonous than a snake. We've come to the end of this compilation of Christian animation. Thank you for staying until the end. God bless you all. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, as there are plenty of surprises in store for you in the new year. Bye.